on 95 The Fan.
Let me tell you how much I love this place. I love Joe's Grille in Westfield. Spring Mill Road is our location. That's where we will select our Week 7 picks with Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. It is Cam who is on site, the engineer. Ethan and Isabella will promo this bad boy up with free gear, by the way. We have gear for the show. That's me and Brent Halverson in our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots activewear. Seriously, it's like if you think of Ralph Lauren, it's kind of like that. Ralph Lauren and JMV and Halvey in our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. While supplies last, we have gear for you as well. And we got our picks and a loaded show as we talked to Jake during the Love Heating and Air crossover a moment ago, too. Joe Wrights from the Colts Radio Network, the former offensive lineman, coming up at the bottom of the hour. Jeremiah Johnson, I believe, is stopping by because of the free samples from Pacers TV. JJ joins us in the 4 o'clock hour live here. We've got Mike Chappell, per usual, in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll go over all the relatables with the Colts leading up to this venture once again to Southern California for week number 7 against the Chargers. You know about the concussion protocol of both Josh Downs and Charvarius Ward. We'll go over that and what this team looks like. It's funny, Cam and I and then James kind of joined in before the start of the show. We were talking about the direction we would like to go for the Colts, and it was Cam's thought that they're due kind of a letdown road game, for example. But on the other side of that, the reason why I have a deeply rooted belief in the Colts this week, yap up all year long so far, the virtues of Jonathan Taylor and how good he has been, and MVP level. So I think that would be misrepresenting my thoughts on Jonathan Taylor if I went against it. We'll see. I mean, I'm still kind of knocking around some ideas as far as the Colts and the Chargers. It is going to be a difficult game. Now, the Colts do owe you something from Southern California, no doubt about that. The Chargers have bookends on the offensive line that are injured. They're 1, 2, 3 deep, I think, in the running back position. However, they are very good through the air. Justin Herbert is a fantastic quarterback. They have fantastic wide receivers. And for whatever reason, Zaire Franklin still decides to go on social media and do podcasts, and in the past has talked up Justin Herbert. Not in the most glorious of light. You don't always have to blow sunshine up everybody's rear end on this, I agree. I just don't know if each and every week, if you have to put even more of a magnified bullseye on you and your team, especially if you're not like Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor right here, right? I mean, if you're, I mean, you did that with Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, yesterday. We saw that on whatever the hell that Jeff Teague podcast is. Hell, I don't know what it is. And listen, I'm all for guys speaking of their mind because that's what we want. When they come on the show, you want them to speak your mind, but you also want them to play it cool. I think that's a part of the whole dynamic, playing it cool and not giving another team any more motivation. You want a team not to have it. You don't want to build it for them, and talking crap about them builds it. So we saw this, a year ago with the Giants and, how they looked. And maybe you see it down there. The last thing you want to do, I think, is build a little momentum, even more so for Kansas City coming up in the month at Arrowhead. And, we'll see if Justin Herbert has anything to say. By the way, I think the whole thing was about Justin Herbert not being a top 5 quarterback, he was asked. And really, that's probably right. He's probably not a top 5 quarterback, but for my yip-yap ass saying it in the afternoon on Indianapolis radio, live from Joe's Grill in Westfield, is profoundly different than the starting linebacker of the Colts saying that, right? You just don't want to add it. Things are going so well right now, don't blank it up. And we've seen in the past when he had, with EJ Speed, that podcast, I mean, he will yip-yap and blank it. Don't blank it up. Just go out there and play. Go out and play. Or if you're going to talk some junk, maybe talk junk about somebody you're not going to play here in a month. How about that? Just a thought. anyway, we'll get into that. And again, as I mentioned, too, bottom of the hour, Joe Wrights is going to join us from the Colts Radio Network, the former offensive lineman. I mentioned at Joe's Grill in Westfield where, yes, the samples are already flowing. We want to make sure that you guys get here on what is a glorious mid-October afternoon in central Indiana, without a doubt. Let's welcome into the show. He is my partner every Thursday with Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. About 6 minutes after is way too long to neglect our good friend Brent Halverson, who joins us. Brother, how are you?
I'm doing outstanding, man. Good to be back up here in Westfield at Joe's Grill.
Yes.
Always a good time up here, and looking forward to what we're going to be talking about. Week 7 already, John. Week 7 of the NFL season kicks off tonight.
Am I kicking ass and taking names, or how am I doing right here?
You know
how
what? Last week we were both 8-7, I believe.
That's above 500. That's good because I thought I was much below 500. This is, by the way, against the number. This is not jacking around here. This is the real deal Holyfield.
It is the real deal Holyfield. You're right. So, yeah, we were both 8-7. That is correct. And our good friend Michael down in the Ale and Greenwood was 5-10 last week. So
5-10 for Michael.
5-10 for
that
Michael.
Was the bus of struggling right there for Michael.
You know, I tell you what, John, I had a great Sunday in the NFL betting world, if you will.
Did you really?
And things went upside down on Monday night, as we all saw, and man, that fumble late in the rain. Oh, Jakowski Merritt. Oh, Bill. Well, Bill didn't get the handoff, and neither did Daniels didn't get the handoff or the ball in his hand either. So that turned that game around, and those Bears won.
I had all these games, and it's funny. So I end up selecting for the fan websites and their social media presence at least one pick against the spread. And I choose every week, and I had a ton. As you mentioned, I have like 8 that won. And then I end up picking one that didn't in this case because I felt compelled going with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And I was going to go originally with New England on the road at New Orleans, and that would have been such a smarter play. I was going to go with Atlanta at home against Buffalo because you know me, I've got the ultimate sports betting arousal over picking the Buffalo or anti-Buffalo Bills. Even if they win, they never cover the spread. They have been genius, like the anti-genius so far for me, and they were again on Monday night. So what I'm saying is I could have picked all these other games. Instead, I picked that one, and I'm going to look like a horse's ass, I think, on our socials because of that, which is a bummer.
Hey, you know what? That's how it happens, though, right? That's why there's a betting line out there. It's enough to make you think one way versus the other, and those point spreads, I mean, they're getting tricky these days. And, you know, we'll talk about some Thursday Night Football stats coming up here. But, you know, Thursday Night Football, out of the last 6 games, 5 of them have all been division rivals, and the 5 underdogs have all covered. The only favorite to cover Thursday Night Football was, I think, in week 2, Green Bay beat Washington and covered the spread. That was the only favorite to cover on these Thursday night games.
Where are we hanging on the season right now?
Oh man,
what's that look like?
Some math. You're
you don't have to do the
good.
math.
You're sitting good though. You're
as long as I'm making money.
You're making money.
I'm not really
you
betting. I just want to be making some money right here.
If I have the final line here, I think you're like
still
54-39.
54-39.
54.
I think we'll take it, won't we?
Well, that's your 14 games
why
on
don't
the
we
positive
take
there.
that?
Again, you put 100 on every game, you pay off some juice, you're up $1,000, you know.
How about that? There's nothing wrong with that. Make some people some money out of that bad boy
That's right.
So Brent Halverson, JMV, Joe's Grill. We're in Westfield off of Spring Mill Road. I see a very good friend who's very baseball-oriented sitting to our right here.
A great guy, and it's a pleasure to have him sitting next to us right now.
The Nickster, the Nick Hall is in the house with us.
Also, a.k.a.
Right.
the Kent Murphy.
Somebody
Hall.
else jacks with him on social media. You still got that kind of other guy that tries to play off of your stuff here?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever tried to whip up on him before?
Yeah, you know, sent him some cease and desist letters. But, you know, buddy, that's whatever.
Yeah.
It ends up helping. They spread the videos more. So
right.
Hey, when you're doing a good thing, people want to copy it, right? So look at that. You should be proud of that.
I should suggest he's rocking the shop in Broad Ripple and Carmel.
Just got it last week from
Indiana Jones with Daniel Jones there on the front from the shop with Brian Kelly and the Brick Shirt House.
That is a good-looking shirt, by the way. Yes, it is. You were just out west, right, doing a little filming. Is that something you're able to talk about what's going on out there?
A little bit. So we
what are you, in a movie?
Well,
you filming a movie?
Not yet. That's next. But no, I went out to Rancho Cucamonga a couple weeks ago, and we filmed a pilot for a TV show that we're going to try to sell. So
that's awesome.
Well,
starring Kent Murphy, of course.
Can we hear about it?
Nobody wants to call. Yeah, it's called Bullpen. It's about a ragtag group of bullpen pitchers, and Kent Murphy's kind of the Kramer of the bunch. Just pops in and out of scenes and calls them idiots and leaves, you know?
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah. So
how do you go? Did you just pitch? You pitched
that one was dumb luck. I got the production company that put it on. The guy that owns the production company, his son pitched D1 baseball and knew who I was, and they called me out of the blue one day and asked me to come out there, and so I did.
That's awesome, man. That is great.
Yep.
That is good stuff.
Do you have any idea? Like, you have any theories on who you'd like to work with if you had the opportunity out there to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. So I'm working. After that, they got to edit it and we got to try to sell it. I'm working on selling them a movie idea right now too that we're going to try to get in production here within the next year. So got a few things going on, a few things in the pot right now.
We're sitting next to royalty over here.
Yes, so.
That's outstanding.
I had no
Love to hear that,
idea.
man.
You know.
So it'd be like the Bad News Bears when it was on TV too?
Hopefully, if somebody buys it, that's the idea. Otherwise, it's just going to be
I mean, like
on a shelf
like the
somewhere.
baseball bunch with Johnny Bench back then. I'm thinking about some of the old kind of the baseball stuff.
The movie I wrote that I'm trying to sell is about a guy who's famous for streaking at spring training.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, again, baseball-centric,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a Nick Hall, so we'll look out for that. When are you going to find out whether or not this thing's going to be put into
We won't know
production?
for a little bit. They got to finish. They won't even finish editing it for another month or two probably, and then they'll start the.
So you actually shot something. There's something on video or digital
Yep,
here.
we
Wow.
filmed for 3 days out there. Yep.
How long a days? I mean, they're pretty long, intense days.
I was on set at 7 a.m. and we left at about 7 p.m. every night.
Do you have a script, or you kind of ad-libbing as you go?
We had like an outline of a script, and most of it was just go say what
So
you think's
other
going on.
actors with you, right
Yeah,
there?
yep. There was an ensemble cast. There was, say, 6 of us.
Anybody we know?
There was a guy that was in a couple episodes of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay,
I didn't
gotcha.
know him, but they've some fairly accomplished actors. in it,
Nice,
yep.
man.
Yep.
Well, we'll watch for that, Nick. Hopefully that's good stuff right there for
hope
you.
So.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome, man.
You guys, Joe's Grill here, Joe's Grill all over, correct? But we want people here at
Joe's
Westfield
Grill,
today.
Westfield. Yep.
Yeah.
We got a big weekend coming up. We got the Bishops on Friday, 90 proof on Saturday. Football. We got our new big screen.
That's what we
Scott's down here.
heard.
Everybody's
Yeah,
loving it for football, man.
Jen told us that it was right
Yep.
up here. People are loving that too. And you got a little baseball later on tonight. Since
course.
you are Kent Murphy, you got the Brewers and the Dodgers.
indeed.
You got a game number 3 coming up from Chavez Ravine at 6:08. Blue Jays and Mariners. How about the Blue Jays unloading offensively last
Finally.
night? Didn't
Yes,
they not?
amen.
They did it all series to the Yankees, and they
Yeah, against Kirby
get off
too.
the bench first 2 games.
I thought Kirby would look better than that, but man,
Yeah.
he was pitching BP last night to the Blue Jays. I'm ready again. Yeah, thank you.
ready for the Dodgers to start losing.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It's not gonna happen.
Pitching,
It's gonna happen.
That pitching they've had on those first 2 games, man.
Yeah.
Snell looked just outstanding.
was unbelievable.
Like, it's one thing if they're one of them, and they have a lot of dudes. If one of their dudes plays well, especially if it's Otani or Betts or Hernandez, if it's kind of like a supporting cast, you have zero chance.
Yeah, I mean, if their pitching
Yeah.
shows up the way it has, you're sunk. You're dead in the water.
Yeah, you have zero chance. But that's 6:08 later on tonight with the Brewers down 0-2, best of 7 NLCS. That is a game 3. And then the Blue Jays and the Mariners, game number 4. If you watched that last night, it was all Blue Jays offensively all the time. And then you got a Thursday night game, Brent Halverson, with the Steelers and the Bengals. Does that compel you at all to start your Week 7 this evening?
Well, I tell you what, I mean, and just from the first glance, you got to think, man, this is a game Steelers just come in and just rout, right? But I tell you, these Thursday night games, again, with that home team and those spreads, I mean, I think this might be a little closer than that 5.5 that's sticking out there right now. But, the Steelers, they're looking great, sitting at 4-1, and we all know where the Bengals' struggles lie within. And you got another week for Mr. Flacco back there, getting ready to, or actually, hopefully learning some people's names on the team now. But it's going to be interesting. I was that Packer game last week, Cincinnati. That number was a big fat number at 14.
It was,
John,
man.
And Green Bay ended up winning by 9. So, it just goes to show you that point spread is going to come into play. And, again, we'll kind of talk through a little bit of that and get our Week 7 picks at the top of the 4 o'clock hour.
You got that right, Lars. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and I believe we're going to have Mr. Kent Murphy join us and
Yes, he
Mr.
will.
Ryan Miller. Our good friend, Mr. Ryan Nally, is out hiking mountains in Tennessee right now.
What?
So
He's
hiking.
on the couch while others hike.
He's not hiking any mountains. He'd be sleeping right now.
He's a big
is what
grizzly
he is
bear down
doing.
there with the kids for fall break. So we've got a couple great guys join us here to do our picks.
All right, so week 7, besides the start Thursday night, and then we'll talk Colts and Chargers. Joe Wright joins us at the bottom of the hour. Anything else jump off the schedule page for week 7?
I think the London game, the 9:30 Sunday first ball game to start, is going to be interesting. I mean, you got two teams, with the Rams and Jags. I think the Jags are kind of a little bit, they put on a couple more W's than I think that they should have, but I think that'll be an interesting game. We got the Rams, of course, with Nakua, the big injury out there. That's going to come into play. There's some good games out there. I think honestly, the Colts-Chargers is probably the most anticipated game on this slate, right? I mean, it's going to show us who the Colts really are. Chargers are banged up, right? Chargers are banged up, and we talked about missing some offensive line that's hurt them. They've also got it's going to be interesting. They're a 1.5 point favorite there, so it's going to be a close one. I think that Commander Dallas should be a great game. There are some great games here, and then I think probably the best game of Monday Night Football for sure, Tampa Bay and Detroit. That's going to be two big guys going at it with you. The 5-1 Bucks at the 4-2 Detroit Lions. So we got a good slate on us.
I'm going to give you some early feels right here.
Okay.
Bears at home against the Saints. I dig that a great deal. I like it. That's a robust number for the Chiefs, but the way that they're starting to play now offensively against the Raiders, I like that. It's weird. There's really no reason to like the Jets, but for whatever reason at home, I may look at that. And I'm interested in the Patriots and the Titans. The return of Mike Vrabel to Nashville, where he was canned, and then the Titans canned their head coach, Brian Callahan, earlier this week. Mike Vrabel is going to run things up in Nashville coming up this weekend. So that is a 7-point road favorite with the Patriots. I'm absolutely all over that and then some, because there is going to be no mercy. It'll be straight Cobra Kai stuff.
You're probably right, but you also got to think
no mercy.
A new coach coming in that's maybe going to do some more things to allow.
They're done. They don't have the talent.
They don't have the talent.
Nor the motivation.
Right.
They're screwed.
I'm just showing the other side of the coin out there, right? I mean, we don't want to overpump here, but I do think it's going to be interesting to see. I think you're right. I mean, Vrabel's going to come in there and have all things kind of up the sleeve, ready to rock and roll. And probably won't let off the gas pedal either.
No, he's not. I think he's going to run it up. What was it in Remember the Titans? Leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt.
What Coach Yost said. Run it up, Herman. Leave no doubt. They're going to leave no doubt on that coming up on Sunday. No doubt about that. There will be, see, my man Todd Myers says Vrabel returning to Nashville. It will be a reckoning. That is going to be ugly. And that's one of the reasons why they decided to go ahead and dismiss Brian Callahan right there, because, it's just you kind of – that's more – of a story now, where the story is not going to be totally, the guy that replaced the guy that you fired is going to come in and beat your ass and run it up on you. So that is the one that I absolutely love. Brent and Nick rejoin. Joe Wright's coming up at the bottom of the hour. We would love to see you here. And Brent, we should always recognize that everything's flowing. The samples are flowing right here.
Samples are flowing. I'll tell you what, it's a special week that we're sitting in, too. This is Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Week.
Yes.
So come on up and let me get you one of these wonderful Elijah Craig
tell
Old
us a
Fashions.
little bit more about the Elijah Craig Old Fashions.
Well, I'll tell you, every year we actually this year it's October 10th through the 19th, and what we do with the Elijah Craig accounts, such great accounts like Joe's Westfield here, all the Joe's properties and Free Spirit are actually participating. You come in and get an old Elijah Craig Old Fashioned, and Heaven Hill donates $1 from every drink purchased at every one of our Old Fashioned accounts. We have over 14,000 accounts in the country signed up. And we donate $1 to the Southern Smoke Foundation, which is a hospitality industry. We help hospitality individuals in need. So they've donated well over $2 million over the past 5 years of doing this program. So it's been pretty cool. Not a better time to enjoy a wonderful Elijah Craig Old Fashioned with the weather like it is. Nice 70-degree day.
Beautiful. Get
the night going right and continue it strong. So come on up. Let's get you one of those. They've got plenty of wonderful Heaven Hill brands here, from Deep Eddy Vodka, Lunasville Tequila, Larceny, your favorite. They call it the JMV. It's the Larceny and Ginger Ale.
There it is.
We've got all kinds of great stuff. So, again, come on up. And one of the better bourbon collections around anywhere in the area right here at Joe's Westfield.
Joe's Grill, Westfield location. Nick's going to rejoin in a bit. We've got Brent Holverson going to be here. Joe Wright's coming up at the bottom of the hour. You could be watching inside the AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. Actually, Brent and I are right here on camera, right here before you I look like I'm possessed by some sort of demon right here, but I'm really not. I'm cool, sitting out on Thursday, hanging out. There's no possession whatsoever.
Got this
right
white
here.
glow around you. That's more like.
Is that my aura?
Heavenly
I think
sense right
that's
there.
my
right?
aura, I think.
Your
right
aura
here.
is strong, my friend.
Look at that. I look like I'm red. Sitting out in the sun. Quick break. We'll come back right to the bottom of the hour. Kevin Todd. You know Kevin Todd. Kevin Todd comes up with odds as well. Kevin's going to join us on the show coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Mike Chappell, 5 o'clock hour. Jeremiah Johnson's going to slide by Joe's Grill here in Westfield in the 4 o'clock hour, too. The stream, the app, HD Radio, AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. Make sure you become a AAA member today. AAA.com. It's 93.5 and 107.5, The Fan. Back with you next.
Ride with JMV.
If somebody gets in your face and calls you a I want you to be nice.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. We are at the incredibly luxurious Joe's Grill in Westfield. Spring Mill Road in Westfield, very easy to find right here. Man, I'm looking for you guys. We're looking for you guys. The samples are flowing. Yeah, Brent Halverson joins. Joe Wright's going to be here in just a second. We got Week 7 coming up, our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Yeah, I bring up Goodwill all the time, right? Because I just stopped at the one at Greyhound Pass. But I've talked about it so much, and this is what I love, and this is why this medium works and always will, especially when you're local. And this is what always has mattered to me. When you talk up folks because other folks really, like it and are kind of looking for that as well, and you kind of play off of all of us. It's not just me and my voice or Brent and Brent's voice. It's all of us together on this. So I've talked about Goodwill so much on the show. Now Goodwill wants to do a live show here with us. So coming up here, I don't know if I have a date just yet, but I'm on the inbound for a live show. Yeah, I do actually have a date. I think it's on the 28th of October. Keystone Way in Carmel, the Goodwill location. And that just all materialized because of the weight loss with Premier Weight Loss, Thomas Hilbert and our partners. And because I needed some clothes. I couldn't wear anything else, and here we are.
So
I love that.
First off, that is outstanding.
It's like
it's
the
awesome.
product, the Heaven Hill product. It's like Joe's Grill. I mean, we're all in the same
Absolutely
game
right.
on this, man, because we want to make sure that everybody is involved with all that we do. We are like that club, just like Joe's Grill, that is all inclusive.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting, too. Couple things on the Goodwill front.
Yeah.
Number one, instead of getting a sports arousle, you're going to have a clothing arousal, aren't you?
I am.
Doing a live show inside of a Goodwill.
That's a good one right
in
there,
Carmel's
too,
a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And then just opening up, I don't even know what the true date is, but there's one in Geist right by my house that's open. Brand new building just went up, and it's going to be opening up. So might be on a Goodwill tour before too long, John.
You, hey, by the way, too, Ale Emporium in Castleton, not bad in that area either. So, no, seriously. I want to thank everybody for being a part of that. And because you guys give them tremendous feedback, that is why we're all able to get together in a very special show and a location just like that coming up on October the 28th. Brent.
Looking forward to it, man. That'll be a good time and
wait.
Something new, right? A new little puzzle piece for you.
This is why I love doing what we do. I mean, that fortifies it. It really does. Joe's Grill in Westfield. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots, but on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. He's from the Colts Radio Network. He does so much work, including Colts Roundtable as well, and does the Colts pregame huddle with us as well. The former offensive lineman Joe Wright joins us now. The pride of Hamilton Southeastern High School is in the house. Hello, Joe Wright. Although I believe now you're Garin, right? Is that the way that it goes now? Garin?
Yeah. We'll have one there next year, a Golden Eagle, so kind of shifted our allegiance, but we'll always love HSE. But no, fellas, it's good to be on with you. And how about this? We're 6 weeks in, and we're talking about the Colts, which have the best record in the NFL. So I know a lot of people might say, hey, we thought this, we thought that, but I'll be honest, they've exceeded everybody's expectations. Even though I thought we would be really good with Daniel Jones, to say that I thought we'd be 5-1 and being the highest scoring offense in the NFL and feeling like we're back in, 2004, 5, 6 with Peyton Manning. I mean, that's the feeling I got right now.
Joe Wright's the former Colts offensive lineman. Now, are you going out on Sunday?
I will not be there. No, that'll be Charles Arbuckle.
Okay.
So
I got you.
With my bad luck in SoFi 3 weeks ago, let's let him do it. But, going out there, though, I like the fact that you're playing in the Sage Stadium. There's something about, yes, it's another West Coast trip, but every Colts player in that locker room knows, hey, when we were in this stadium last, we gave the game away. They didn't take it from us. I do think that gives the Colts a little extra motivation, playing the Chargers out there in the same building.
I wanted to really bend your ear on that as well. How much of that plays a role? And here's the one thing that I can't get past is how bad the Chargers are against the run and how you have an MVP candidate in the Colts backfield in Jonathan Taylor. I mean, if there's one thing that I think would hold the Colts in a different light to me and going in there and winning on Sunday, it's because of the presence of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, no question. And, I mean, the Chargers are a good football team. They got a great Hall of Fame coach, but they're not as good as the Rams are when you just look at them on paper. And, you know, they've had a ton of injuries on their side, especially both their tackles out. They need running back help. They had no pass rush. So Jim traded his brother for a pass rusher, out of Baltimore. And so, again, do I think the Colts are better on paper? Yes, but you're also traveling across the country. You know, you're playing out there in L.A. again. But I just think the comfort of those guys, I think you were there just 3 weeks ago. So you're comfortable with the stadium. You played there. You understand the noise. It's going to be loud, although it's not going to be loud as L.A. because, there's not as many Chargers fans. But I think that bodes well for the Colts. And, John, what I'm really looking at is, your next 3 weeks sandwiched between a Titans team that's in complete disarray that's coming here to Lucas Oil. You're playing on the road against the Chargers, who are leading their division. You're playing on the road against the Steelers, who are leading their division. And, yes, the Colts are for real. Everybody's bumping them up in their power rankings. But you got the chance now to take your act on the road. And the Colts have done what you need to do. Cement home field advantage and play and win all your games at Lucas Oil. But now the next evolution for this team is going to go do it on the road in two hostile environments against good teams. And so I'm really looking forward to, obviously as a fan, and in the media, you can look ahead. But, 2 of the next 3 weeks, we're going to have division showdowns on the road. And I can't wait to watch the Colts play.
He is Joe Wrights, part of the Colts pregame huddle with us from the Colts Radio Network. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I guess if you look on the other side of it, too, you have Justin Herbert, you have wide receivers. They've been really good, and we know the situation with the Colts. That secondary is absolutely banged up, Joe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you see, can Kenny Moore come back? Just with the injury to Ward, and you're really down your top 4 corners from where you thought you'd be up at training camp in Grand Park. And, I give them credit. Those young guys battled, and I think the positives are for the Colts, when you're scoring 30 points a game, and nothing tells me that they should slow down scoring the ball. As a defense, that does take a little bit of pressure off you, because if you got to outscore people and win 31-28, then you got to do it. So, but I think defensively, that's combined with the pass rush. That's the one area, that I still think we need to have some growth in on the defensive side of the football. And, whether that's doing schematically with different blitzes or bring different looks or just winning one-on-one matchups. But if your secondary's banged up, you got to have more of a pass rush up front, especially when you're playing against a guy in Herbert. Now, the key with him is he's athletic. He can be with your legs. So it's not rush the passer at all costs and get out of your rush lanes. You have to be disciplined. Think about keeping that pocket in a cup. You got to kind of close it on him and make him beat you out of the pocket versus escaping and, having some of those big splash plays down the field, either with his legs or with his arm.
So, Joe Wrights, who joins us as well, do you think that this is a situation that the Colts and Chris Ballard should address prior to the trade deadline? And listen, I know normally you don't have available difference-making guys coming off the edge, because if you're that guy, teams are going to keep you. But it does appear that there are some guys that are name recognizable that could have availability. Is this a tack that maybe the Colts organizationally should take and look at under a microscope and maybe go with prior to the trade deadline here?
I think definitely it makes sense to look at it. When you're a team that's atop the NFL and you got a chance to go, I think you got to cash in on that. But then it comes down to, who are we bringing in? What are you paying them? And I think more importantly, how do they fit within the culture in the building? Because I think that's the one thing, that this team I think really has, is it's building that winning culture and it's guys playing together. And you can just tell when you're watching them on tape or you're watching them live. This is a group that really, really cares about each other. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to that, to the leaders in the locker room, but Daniel Jones, and just his influence and how he's brought this team together, guys rallying around him. Offensively, just watching him operate. And, you got the number 1 QBR quarterback in the NFL. You got the number 1 running back by a large margin. Can we say Tyler Warren, is he the best tight end in the NFL right now? I would argue from everything he does. And his versatility, right? He can block in line at the Y. He can go be fullback and block your run and held ISO. The tight end counter that they run last week was beautiful when you motion Taylor out of the backfield. And then shout out to the offensive line. With 2 new guys in there, Bordelini and Gonzalez, I think they've really improved. They're coming together. And Quentin Nelson is playing at a different level. And I think he's playing at a different level physically on the field. And you can just tell in watching him lead, he senses something in this team that we got a championship-level football team. And, 56 has been so fun to watch all season long.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I just kind of look at this team, and I know there are a lot of naysayers out there, and the schedule does get tougher. But, Joe, I think this program is beyond legit. And you mentioned Tyler Warren. I think if you wanted to, because defenses haven't come close to catching up with his skill set yet, and that is not what you normally see with a rookie in a season like this. And I think if they wanted to offensively, they could utilize him, and he'd be productive even more if that was what they had in mind.
Yeah, I think defensive coordinators the first 5 weeks of the season thinking we're not going to game plan for Tyler Warren. Well, now you are, and that's going to free up Jonathan Taylor and all your other pass catchers like Pittman, Downs, and Pierce. And I just think I was talking to Jack Doyle, when we had him on John pregame, and after he got off, I said, when you watch him, what do you think? And he goes, it looks like he's been playing for 5 years. And I agree, because the one thing about rookies is they tend to play sped up. It tends to seem like they're playing too fast. He is so comfortable with the pace of the game, and he's already understood how you have to change your pace, whether you're blocking or whether you're running routes. And so he has been just so impressive. And you listen to him talk in the media, he sounds like a guy that's been doing it for 5 years. So he's a true pro's pro. And again, John, I say it every week, we got to send a gift basket up there to Hallis Hall for the Bears, because the fact that they took Loveland in front of Warren, it's just mind-blowing to me.
It is, too. I mean, you think about it right now. I mean, the Colts should have been trying to get in front of the Bears. And, hell, Ryan Pace and company, gave you the option of not having to. You just kind of sit back and let that bad boy happen right there. That's maybe what the Rams feel like with Jared Verse right now a little bit, right? Because, I mean, he looks to be the type of guy that would be really good for the Colts to have right now on the other side. I guess year to year that stuff happens.
Yeah, it really does. And, I mean, sometimes, and everybody will tell you, the first round at the end of the day, really can become a coin flip. But I am so glad that 84 is in our locker room. And, one thing, John, I think was worth mentioning with this team that hasn't been is just, the new kicking game and the rules, how much starting field position really matters and how the kicking game's brought in. And I thought Badgley did a nice job. But, obviously it was his first time kicking and, had one outside the landing zone, then you're starting on the 40 versus the 35. But something to keep an eye on as you continue to watch that, because, you start at the 27 versus the 37 or the 40. That's a huge difference in terms of scoring points. And I think the Colts' return game has been good. Rigo, he hadn't punted a lot, but he's been really solid. But, Schrader was playing so solid. So Badgley, I think, in that kicking operation, not just field goals, but also the kickoffs. Because when you get in these tight games and you start to play better teams, and especially you get into November, December, January football, that starting field position really matters. So that's something that I'm going to be watching this week out in L.A. as well.
Could this Sunday be the A.D. Mitchell reclamation/renaissance project, considering the circumstances of Doolin and Downs and what we know right now?
Yeah, it certainly could, and obviously Downs, with the concussion, that's a tough time to try to turn around in a week. But I think Mitchell, that's what Shane said. You got to earn it, and you got to do it, and so we'll be interested. It would be kind of fortuitous, though, right? If it's in the same building where those huge blunders happened, that you can go there and you can kind of revive yourself and for the season, because he's obviously a talent, and the catches that he can make. A few guys in the NFL can. So that could be a big storyline Sunday evening, one, whether he plays or not, and does he have the chance to kind of right the ship in that same building where it went wrong 3 weeks ago.
So Joe writes, he's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. He is a friend of the show. And now, is your daughter, either one of your daughters, a volleyball player?
Yeah, both of them. Juliana in 8th grade and then Virginia in 5th grade. And so they like volleyball, and they'll be continuing on at Guerin Catholic. And then I get the pleasure to coach my son AJ in 6th grade for all the CYO teams out there. We got the playoffs starting Sunday, so that's
we'll
be out in LA. The Our Lady Mount Carmel Raiders. We got a big game showdown coming up on Sunday afternoon.
Well, I've got sitting next to me Brent Holverson, whose senior daughter plays for the highly touted Mount Vernon volleyball team, varsity-wise, and they get Yorktown, the vaunted Yorktown, coming up tomorrow.
Saturday, actually.
Saturday, I'm sorry.
Sectionals.
In sectional play right there, Joe. So I'm sure you know a little bit about Yorktown, don't you, if you have a volleyball player or two in your house?
I don't know anything about Yorktown, but one of my old coaches, Vince Leidy and Toby Jacobs, there at Mount Vernon. So go Marauders, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it, man.
Straight set sweep. Let's go.
I'd love to hear it, Joe. Hey, I'll tell you this, though, that Guerin squad, we played them earlier on the year, and they came out and just fired away. I mean, they turned that program around, too. So happy to hear your girls are going to be coming up in the ranks here soon.
They do, yeah. They got a great coach and Coach Shortenhouse, and she's done an incredible job with the culture. So, it'll be fun, and we're going to be spending a lot of time in gyms watching volleyball, which is great.
That's awesome. Hey, Joe, man, I thank you for jumping on today. My best to the fam, and we'll talk at you coming up next week too, brother.
All right. Sounds good. Go Colts. Let's get ourselves a win. Keep it rolling in this train. And, for all those fans out there, man, it is a fun. And if you were off the bandwagon over the last couple of years, we still got time. Hop on, baby. We're not going to judge. We're going to take this thing and keep it rolling.
By the way, too, I'm going to give a shout-out to Brandon Ray, our mutual good friend right there, my hooper, my brother in hoops right there, Brandon Ray, who is a friend of yours, too.
He was the man. We got a room together for the Indiana All-Star team, and what a great dude.
Great dude.
So,
yes,
does he ever pass, though, or does he just chuck it up from three?
No, that's why because he's a badass. That's why I go out with him, because I'm always open when I play with him. It's great.
Do you ever cross the three-point line is the real question when you play basketball?
Well, no, I sprint the floor now because I lost 80 pounds, Joe. I'm a completely different player.
You're like Tyus Edney from UCLA. You can go coast to coast in 4 seconds now. How good you look, John.
Buddy. I'm feeling good. Thanks, Joe.
All right, see you guys.
It's a shout-out to our good friend Brandon Ray right there. I love B-Ray. I mean, B-Ray, man, brings all the defensive talent toward him, and I get wide-open jumpers when I play with him. That's great. Quick break. We'll come back. Joe's Grill. We are in Westfield. We look for you. We would love to have you. Brent and I on the other side in our picks for Week 7, top of the hour, 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
Just got your asses whipped by a bunch of damn nerds.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
For those of you that mentioned this, I think the morning show was talking about it. By the way, back at Joe's Grill, we're in Westfield today. Brent Halverson with our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Somebody had asked if the Indy Media could play teams made up of organizational staff and coaching staff for the Pacers and the Colts in basketball. I'm all up for that. All you got to do is ask. So people were asking me that this morning because I think Kevin and James were talking about that on the morning show. I am good to go. I think, Brent, I broke my finger, last night. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I got 4 others.
Well,
Oh, good.
well, you've actually got 9 others. But,
I got 4 others on this hand.
You showed me that one right after I gave you a big old handshake and walked in. I felt bad because I look at it now and it's like, that's not really good.
Here's what's funny. I actually shot better after I broke this little finger, I think, last night.
Look at that. Yeah. Things happen for a reason, man.
They do happen for a reason. So does this Week 7 Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots.
It does. It's always great to get back here to Joe's Westfield. The entire Joe's group, just what they do for the community and everybody around them. And Mr. Miller, Mr. Nally, who is in Tennessee. I know he's listening out there. So, Nally, we miss you, my friend. He's out hiking big peaks out in Tennessee.
I bet he's not.
Quote, unquote. But no, and Mr. Jones as well. And then we got Nick Hall join us today.
Yeah.
So it's just fun. We get a lot of fun banter. We got a lot of great people here to enjoy this with us. And we're talking Week 7 football, which is pretty astonishing how fast it goes, man. Already Week 7, John.
Yeah, it is. And Jimmy is here. You got Jimmy's mic up there, Cam. Our good friend Jimmy is here. We want to add a question. You got a question or a comment to make, Jimmy?
Comment.
Okay, please do.
First off, thanks again for having me on, as always, John. Great.
You got it, buddy.
Right? I wanted to let everyone know, even though I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, my mom would tell me if IU plays Miami in the college football playoff.
Yes.
I want to let everyone know I will be cheering for the Hoosiers.
Carson Beck's going to be running for his life, Jimmy.
I will put my Hurricanes fandom aside and go with my heart. So
I got you.
But also, wanted to let everyone know my brother and his wife had a baby named Cooper, so I'm an uncle again.
Well,
wow,
congratulations on that.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Uncle Jimmy. I like that.
That is Uncle Jimmy's in that. We love Jimmy right there as well. All right, we also love you got the free samples flowing here at Joe's Grill in Westfield.
Absolutely, and they have a great selection and one of the better bourbon selections around. You come out and see a lot of great brands back there. But, we are celebrating a very special 10-day period, if you will. The 10th through the 19th is Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Week. So come on out here and try an Elijah Craig Old Fashioned.
Yes.
And you can see what a really good Old Fashioned tastes like. And,
I'm looking around here right now. Wait. We got to get some samples
We've got some coming around. They're bringing some up at 4 o'clock.
I've got the wrong color of liquid I'm looking at right here. Where's the brown water at?
Brown water will be here.
You got a group of lovely ladies down there and not the brown water. Come on now.
All right.
Come on now.
The day is young. Come on.
Productivity is what we're talking about right here, or at least we should be talking about, isn't it?
Absolutely right, man.
All right, so we've got both Nick and Ryan. I know Ryan Miller's over there. He's going to join us coming up at the top of the hour. We got that coming at you as well. Jeremiah Johnson is going to join us from Pacers TV. They close out the preseason in San Antonio coming up tomorrow night. And we'll talk to JJ about that. And we got Mike Chappell. We got Kevin Todd also, who's going to join us coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So good to go at Joe's Grill, Brent, in Westfield for week number 7 of Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots.
Absolutely, and the road right out here is wide open. There's no more barricades and all the good stuff they worked on.
Beautiful,
they
right
made
there,
a very nice little
roundabout
roundabout action out there. So nice and free flowing, if you will, to get in here to join us at Joe's in Westfield.
Yeah, we are. I tell you what, James, we're going to go a little bit early here because I know we got a lot. We got 4 pickers picking coming up here when we pick at the top of the hour. Week 7, Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. We got Ryan, we got Nick, we got Brent, we got me, and we got Pick'ems coming up, including the Colts and the Chargers on the road coming up on Sunday afternoon. The spreadability of Wynn Schuler's is there right up the road at Meyer. The Meyer locations, Gordon Food Service. It is whatever you're snacking to. And slap that on a hamburger and thank me later. Original sharp cheddar, bacon, and cheddar. And the coveted jalapeno pepper. You can find it. The spreadability of Win Schuler's for 2025. Win Schuler's spreadability, when you find it in your local grocer's refrigerator, tell us all about it. That's Win Schuler's. And Joe from Brownsburg, he actually works at Tom Wood. He came out. He listens to the show. He's on the way home right now. Thank you, Joe. And Linda Barger is a former Indiana All-Star basketball player right there. She follows the show, Brent, and she decided to join us in Westfield.
That's awesome. We're in her backyard. She lives been living here for a long time.
That's
So.
Linda Barger. Linda!
Awesome you came out. Cheers to you, Linda.
Yes, and she just showed me where Dr. Shelbourne fixed her. She had, was it Achilles that you tore? She had a knee injury where he fixed it, but former Indian All-Star.
That's awesome, isn't it?
I love it. See, this is what makes it great right here.
Don't get this in the studio, right? That's why it's good to get out and support wonderful accounts like we are here with Mr. Miller, Mr. Hall at beautiful Joe's Grill in Westfield. Little shout out to Mr. Nally, who is deep in the heart of Tennessee, climbing peaks out there. He's out there mountain climbing right now, isn't he?
Yeah, totally.
Ropes and gear and all of it, man.
My man's asleep in a bed right now. Come on now.
He's been out there a couple of days. He probably gave up on the ropes at this point. He's just free climbing.
Well, I'll tell you what,
He's making a cocktail, right?
I did get a little text from Mr. Nally. So Mr. Nally Schefter reporting first that no Hendrickson tonight for the Bengals. It's what he reports. So he's usually spot on. So
he had a back injury last week, I think is what it was.
Yep.
So it was may hinder his tradability if there was any of that too.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. And it's not like the spreadability like Win Schuler's.
Exactly.
But,
tradability it is.
Tradability it is.
No doubt about that.
Absolutely.
Right, guys, anything of interest before we get started here? Larceny, Bourbon Locks, Luna, Zil, Tequila Shots. What do you think, Ryan?
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Giant screen above your head now.
That's a badass giant screen right there, brother. Yeah.
I like looking at that beautiful sign, though.
We hung it okay. I mean, there's a small chance that it'll fall, but we're insured pretty good.
That's not bad.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, not bad. So,
Been good for football, yeah.
No doubt. You guys ready to go?
Hey, to start this off, though, it being Elijah Craig Old-Fashioned Week here everywhere, all over Indiana, all over the country. We're going to start one here, all of us. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
To Week 7 picks with an Elijah Craig Old-Fashioned to get things started.
Nick Hall, let's go undefeated, brother. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right, you guys ready?
You usually do. That's right.
Hey, fire up the band.
Well,
not the choir, but the band. James, would you back of the studio? Week 7, Larceny, Bourbon Locks, Luna, Azul, Tequila Shots. Starts with the Steelers and the Bengals coming up later on tonight. We mentioned Trey Hendrickson's situation. That is not good. You add to the fact that the Steelers are playing well. Now, Joe Flacco gets another week under his belt. They're at home in the Queen City later on tonight. However, I don't like it. 5.5 points are the favorite. The Steelers lay that 5.5 and give me Aaron Rodgers and Pittsburgh. Brent?
Hey, little stat I threw out earlier. Out of the 5 division Thursday night games, there's been 6 total Thursday night games. 5 of them been interdivision matchups. All 5 dogs have covered.
Really now?
The only favorite to win was a non-division matchup, and that was the Green Bay Packers defeating the Washington Commanders. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Pittsburgh does win this game. I think Flacco, this is, what are they calling this? The Icy Hot Bowl, sponsored by AARP.
Such a good name.
It is awesome,
Such
right?
a good name.
You got 2 40-year-old quarterbacks, the 4th times, and the only other ones were all Brady and Bledsoe, I believe. So, or whoever it was. Anyway, Pittsburgh Steelers win the game, but they do not cover 24-20. Give me the Bengals plus 5.5.
What are we thinking over there, Nick Hall?
I got the Steelers. I know that you got Poconos Joe with the Bengals, but they're terrible. Joe Flacco.
I knew we were going to get some jokes in on that. I dig on the jokes right there. Ryan Miller, what do you got?
I was going to take the Steelers, but I'm going to actually switch my call with your wonderful little stat about those division underdogs. So let's take the Bengals.
Larceny, Bourbon Locks, Luna, Azul, Tequila Shots. The London game would be the Rams at 4-2, the Jaguars at 4-2. Yeah, listen, historically speaking, these London games were awful. The one last week was absolutely brutal. I will say this, maybe if there's one team that's more acclimated to London than anybody else, would be the Jaguars. They're getting 3 points in London against the Rams. So give me those 3 and give me the Jags. Brent Halverson, what do you got?
The Jags are London's team, but I think that Rams squad, now granted, they're going to be hobbled without Puka Nacua, but they still got a firepower back there. I'm going to go with the Rams. Close game, but they do cover 24-20. Give me the Rams, late 3.
Name is Nick Hall.
Yeah, I got the Jags in a home game, man.
What do you got over there? Ryan Miller, go ahead. Nick Hall doesn't have a lot to say on that one.
No,
after the last London game, we are doing everything we can to not give anyone from England an opportunity to watch good football. So here's another game for it, but I'll take the Jags to be able to cover.
There's some bad football being played over there. Last week was just absolutely brutal. There's no doubt about that. All right.
So glad I woke up for that.
Week 7, Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul, Tequila Shots. Man, the Bears just hosed me last week. I thought Commanders all the way. Bears up big. Won that game on a kick in the rain in D.C. back at home. 4.5-point favorites against the Saints, right? I'm going to go ahead and lay that 4.5 and give me the Bears. The Saints are a mess. They compete, but they're still, at least talent-wise, a mess. Lay that 4.5 and give me the Bears, Brent.
Yeah, they do compete, and it's going to pay me to say this one, but I'm going to go ahead and say it as much as it hurt me, too. I mean, that weather and the way the Bears came back to win that game against Washington last Monday night was just horrible. It was really hard to take. However, I think they've got something going on now. They got 3 wins in a row. Give me the Bears, 27-20. They cover the 4.5.
What do you got over there, Nick Cole?
Yeah, I have no faith in the Bears doing four things in a row. No Jay Cutler.
Smoking
I'm
Joe.
taking the Saints on this one. Jay Cutler and a pack of Marlboros, maybe.
His name is Ryan Miller is here at Joe's Grill in Westfield.
I hate doing it. I don't think I've done it on your show yet, but I think I'm going to have to take the Bears on this one. And I hate it.
It's hard, isn't it? It's
I hate
like
everything
it
about
chokes
it.
you up a little bit.
All right, Dolphins and Browns, guys. You get two having to apologize for talking about stuff that inside the locker room, inside the organization, that's not what a team leader does. I would just say this. The Dolphins are in absolute disarray. 2.5-point favorites at home are the Browns. And, even with a rookie quarterback in their situation the way that it is, lay that 2.5 and give me Cleveland. Brent?
Oh, I thought I might be the only fool to take this Browns squad, but I want to join you there. And I think it's really close. I think it's a very boring 23-20 game, or it'll be a field goal game. However, the line's 2.5. Cleveland wins the game, and they cover. Cleveland Browns 23-20.
What are you thinking over there, Nicole?
I'm thinking I can't understand how bad you have to be an underdog to the Browns. But I'm going to take the Browns in this one.
Ryan Miller.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the group here and take the Browns. That's supposed to be a terrible weather game, too.
Yeah, it is.
It's supposed to be super rainy and everything.
Yeah.
This could be a 3-0 game.
The Dolphins are just an absolute mess, more of a mess than anybody right now.
Mike McDowell's going to give us the press conference of a lifetime.
Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul, Tequila Shots. Speaking of messy, that would be the Raiders on the road in Kansas City. I will say this, looks like Kansas City may be catching a stride a little bit right now, feeling pretty good. And they better, because it's an 11.5-point favorite at home at that dump known as Arrowhead Stadium. I don't believe in the Raiders at all. Chiefs, I think you're looking at a blowout. A blowout to me is worth more than 11.5. Lay that fat number, Brent, and give me the Chiefs at home.
This is a big number. And, hey, the Chiefs are getting Rashee Rice back after 6 weeks suspension. That's going to be another weapon to their arsenal. But I just don't see them blowing them out. I think this is going to be a closer game inside that division. They play tough. 31-24. Chiefs win, but they don't cover. Give me the Raiders plus the 11.5.
What do you got, Nick?
I'm with Holvey on this one. 11.5 is a huge number in the NFL. I'm going Raiders.
What do you got over there, Ryan Miller?
11.5 is too many for me as well. I mean, they got to cover last week, and the Chiefs hate covering, so I can't see them doing it 2 weeks in a row.
So, Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul, Tequila Shots. I mean, the Eagles look so good at the start of the season. They have the 27th ranked run defense. Now, I don't know how much that's going to matter against the Vikings coming up on Sunday. Now, this is a road game. They're 1.5-point favorites. At some point, I think this team is going to catch a little bit of fire. This may, I think, be the spark. Lay the 1.5. Give me this road favorite against the Vikings, Brent Halverson. The Eagles.
Yeah, I think it's going to be going to be a close game, but 1.5, small number, short number on the road. I think you're right. Philly, they've got way too many weapons. They just need to find ways to get them going again. I think this is going to be their turn. They've lost 2 in a row. I don't think they lose 3 in a row. 23-20. They beat the Vikings and cover that 1.5.
Yeah, it's Nick Hall over there.
I think the NFL, they finally start calling the false start on the tush push this week for once. And,
do they really? There's zero way they're doing that.
No, they won't.
They've done like 5 straight times. Yeah, it's like one of the most boring plays of all time.
It's terrible.
It's awful.
And they false start like 80% of the time.
They do.
It's terrible. I'll take the Vikings.
What do you got over there, Ryan?
Man, I was gonna go one way. I'm gonna switch it though. because I just looked at my page and I don't want to take every single team in the NFC North. So let's go with the Eagles this time. I got to go against one of them.
Hey, but the Panthers have shown some spunk this season, right? The Jets haven't. 0-3 on the road this year. The Panthers outscored by an average of 17 points per contest. Now, this is also interesting. The Jets are 0-3 at MetLife. They've been outscored 101-64 in those games. So something's got to give in this matchup with the Panthers and the Jets. I think that give is going to go to the Jets. 1.5-point favorites on the road of the Panthers. I'm going to go ahead and take that 1.5. Give me the Jets.
See, that's another one. I'm looking at this line here, right? I mean, you got to look at two really bad teams. You got a team that hasn't won a game yet, and the Jets. They've got Garrett Wilson's all banged up now. Haven't heard what his status is. But Carolina, they've gone two wins in a row. They're 3-3. They actually look pretty good. But that line, it's so odd, right? It's only a 1.5-point favorite at the 0-6 Jets. This is where the Jets get off the snide. Give me those New York football Jets. Lay the 1.5. They win 24-21.
Nick Hall's over there.
Yeah, this is another game that probably won't be on the big screen this week here at Joe's. I'm gonna take the Jets to do it at home.
What do you got, Ryan Miller?
Man, everybody's going for the Jets to get their first win. I'll be devil's advocate. I'll take the Panthers.
Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. I absolutely love this one right now. 7-point favorites on the road. The Patriots and Mike Vrabel return to the place that canned him after just canning their most recent head coach, Brian Callahan, earlier this week. You know, even beyond all that soap opera bullcrap I'm talking about right here, Drake May, the quarterback of the Patriots, fellas, has strung together back-to-back. That'd be 5, I think, Nick Hall, right? 5 altogether, really strong performances. This is going to be another, and Mike Vrabel is absolutely going to bury that team that screwed him over in Nashville. Lay the 7. Give me the Pats, Brent Holverson.
You know, I'm looking at this through a different set of lenses, if you will, here, John. I think you're going to see a team that gets a little bit of rejuvenation. Got a new coach coming in. I think what you're saying is spot on. He's not going to let off that gas pedal. However, I think you're going to see the Titans kind of turn around a little bit here. They're still going to get beat, but that 7's a little too big at home in this rival right here. Give me the. I'm going to take the Titans plus 7. They lose 24-20, but they cup.
Nickel.
I'm with you on this one, Holvey. When the coach gets fired, the team, they stop sucking a little bit for like a week or two. I think the Titans cover it.
What do you got going on over there, Ryan Miller?
I just can't see. I mean, even if you have like the last of that Cardinals game with the Titans, where the Titans actually finally showed a spark of life, but that's just not going to happen again. This team is it's a disaster. New coach, I get it. I still can't do it. I think the Patriots are going to continue marching down that line.
Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots, Joe's Grill, Westfield, Week 7. Thank you all for joining us. And if you're not here, get here. We would love to see you. Giants and Broncos. Broncos are 7-point favorites in Denver coming up this weekend. Jackson Dart, make no mistake about it, the rookie quarterback for the Giants has sparked them. However, this Broncos defense is a little bit different, very aggressive. I don't like this combination. So I'm going to lay the 7 and give me the Broncos and a struggle for the rookie on the road in Mile High this weekend. Brett?
Yeah, it's a tough place to play. It's going to be a very electric there. I mean, you got Denver sitting at 4-2. You got the Giants, like you mentioned. Jackson Dart has brought a lot of life. Him and crazy Cam Scattaboo has just brought a lot of life to that New York Giants.
Crazy Cam Scattaboo.
But I think that this defense is going to overpower them a little bit here. They're a 7-point favorite at home. It's a bigger number, but give me the Denver Broncos to cover the 7. They win 27-17.
Nicole.
Hey, I'm a Jackson Dart believer. I'm a Scatabo believer. I'm taking the Giants.
What do you got over there, Ryan Miller?
I'm sticking with all the fun we're having watching Scatabo and the guys go. Let's go New York Giants.
All right. Packers and Cardinals, Brent Holverson. That's your team we're talking about right now. I looked to see, it looks like Kyler Murray was limited in practice today, but Jacoby Brissett put up 300 plus against the Colts. Now, this is a little bit different here maybe with the Packers defense. Here's what worries me, because I think the Packers, the 6.5-point spread is one thing. I'm just very concerned about that hook. The half point is troublesome to me right here. So give me the Cardinals because of that halfer right there. Brent Halverson.
Hey, I get it. I actually love that halfer because I think the Green Bay Packers win this one by the halfer, 27-20. Give me the Green Bay Packers
look at that.
on the road to go into Arizona,
differences.
27-20 victorious. Go Pack, go.
Differing opinions right there, Nick Hall, with me and Brent Halverson. Go ahead.
I hate to do it with with the two Packers guys here, but I'm with you on the hook. I'm taking the Cardinals to cover it. They got a good enough defense, I think. Keep them in there.
Ryan Miller.
I mean, we know where this is going, right, guys? I don't think there should be really any question here. But, yeah, the Green Bay Packers taking them down. I would love to see our defense actually step up. Obviously, those first couple games, they were just looking absolutely terrific all over the field, everywhere. Got a little beat up. Everybody's kind of double-teaming Micah Parsons, triple-teaming Micah Parsons. We're not seeing as much pressure on a quarterback as you want to see. But I think the Packers are still going to get the job done, especially without Kyler Murray running around like a toddler with a cell phone.
Right.
Go Pack, go.
The Commanders and Cowboys, guys. The Commanders are so stinking disappointing on Monday night, even in the rain against the Bears. You get the Cowboys, and that would look to be an easy mark. The Commanders are 2.5-point favorites on the road in Dallas. Man, this is a tough number, too, because I kind of view this as a field goal game. But I think because of that, I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys. Give me the 2.5 and give me the Cowboys, Brent, this weekend.
Yeah, I think this will be a great game, but that Cowboy defense is not good. I mean, they're allowing way too many points. I think Commanders are going to have a little bounce back after that horrible loss to those horrible Bears last week. I'm going to go ahead and take the Washington Commanders in a close one, if you will, but they cover that 2.5. They win 30-27, Washington.
What do you got over there, Nick Hole?
Yeah, I got to agree with Holby on this, and I think they're a little pissed off after last week. They're going to come back and cover. Commanders.
Ryan Miller.
Cowboys have been interesting this season. Obviously, we've seen a ton of yards out of them, a ton of points out of them. But again, their defense can't stop anybody. Commanders, man, they're just not showing up the way they were last season. I think this is where we're really going to start seeing them for the rest of the year. So let's take the Washington Commanders.
All right, guys, we got a Sunday nighter. The Falcons and the 49ers. Man, the Falcons were fun to watch against the Bills on Monday night. I mean, they run the game. If they can run the football, which they normally can, they're pretty good. I don't know if they can string together two performances back-to-back as we saw them against Buffalo at home on Monday night. And even with the injuries and some of the concerns, you still about Brock Purdy, know about the injury with Fred Warner. Maybe Kendrick Bourne coming back. So there's some rejuvenation there. I think that's going to be enough. 2.5-point favorites at home on Sunday Night Football in Santa Clara. Give me the Niners and bury that 2.5 against the Falcons. Brent.
Yeah, this falls into a lot of these games, right? They're all sitting at 1.5-point, 2.5-point lines. There's going to be a lot of close games, I feel. I mean, again, Atlanta did look wonderful.
Yeah.
Bijan, he is just a machine back there. But San Francisco, I think they've been playing well. They actually lost last week, but I think they're going to turn it around. They win this one 24-21, means they cover the 2.5, San Fran.
What are you thinking over there, Nick Hall, a.k.a. Kit Murphy?
Yeah, I catch some of the Niners games every week, and I just can't figure out how they're 4-2. They just don't look that good to me. I'm taking the Falcons.
No Falcon way.
Ryan Miller.
I agree with Nick. I mean, that's a beat-up squad, and somehow they keep pulling out wins, but it has to stop at some point. I really enjoy watching the Falcons, so let's just go with the Falcons on this one.
All right, Larceny, Bourbon Locks, Luna's doing with the key of the shots. Fellas, we got two Monday Nighters and then the Colts and the Chargers to talk about right here. I'm going to believe in the Lions, but, man, they do oftentimes a lot of stuff to do themselves in. That's problematic. The Buccaneers are kind of, even when injured, especially that little engine that could a little bit with Baker Mayfield. 5.5-point favorites of the Lions. That is one of two, a double dip on Monday night. Even with the Buccaneers and how much I like the way that they play, bury the 5.5 and give me the Lions at Ford Field. Brent.
Yeah, I love these double headers, and this one's kind of unique, too, because we got a 7 o'clock and a 10 o'clock, and usually it's been 7:15, 8:15. Got to have split-screen TVs or come to a beautiful place like Joe's Grill and be able to watch them. But I think this is going to be probably one of those higher-scoring games of the on the slate here, along with that Washington Cowboys game. I think Tampa Bay is going to hold it close. I hope that they actually win the game outright, but I've got Detroit winning 30-27. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go Baker. Beat those Lions. Tampa to cover.
Nickel.
Yeah, man, I'm a Lions believer, but I got to tell you, if the Colts are not playing and the Buccaneers are on, I'm watching Baker Mayfield play football. I'm taking the Buccaneers.
Ryan Miller.
I'll give this game my Larceny lock of the week, by saying this is going to be a fun football game.
You are, okay.
That's all I'm going to say
Both teams.
seriously, these teams are a lot of fun to watch. The Lions, obviously, they dropped to the Packers, then they lost that last one to the Chiefs. Besides that, they really started getting that offense going. I don't know what happened last week with the Chiefs and where that fell through. Baker Mayfield has been spectacular to watch, fun to watch. I don't know where he's getting this stuff, and now he's coming up with these plays. Give me the Buccaneers.
I think Mike Evans might be back too. He's practicing, so he's been
I
missing
like
call for
the
a
way
while.
that they have played. I mean, they are that consistent under Todd Bowles, try hard type of team that you really
fun.
like. I just think at some point the Lions are going to be more consistently the Lions. The Texans had the week off. I think the last time we saw them, they were absolutely putting it to the Ravens. The Seahawks have had some consistency as well. I don't know if the week off does a lot, but Seattle 3-point favorites at home. Bury the 3. Give me the homestanding Seahawks in the final of those two Monday nighters. Brent.
Seattle won me a lot of money last week, and I thank them for that. I'm going to go ahead and put that stamp of approval on this game again. This is my larceny lock of the week. Give me the Seattle Seahawks to cover the 3. They win 27-17 over those Texans.
What do you got over there, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm following Hovey on this one. I can't rightfully pick the Texans in our division. Taking the Seahawks.
What do you got, Ryan Miller?
I got to stay on the Seahawks side, too.
Makes a lot of sense, I think, right there, guys. All right, Colts and Chargers. What makes sense right here? Because a couple of weeks back, you go to Southern California and the Colts do yourself in. The Chargers missing bookends, I should say, tackles on the offensive line. That's problematic. Jonathan Taylor's MVP level performances and production so far this year. Now, maybe this balances out a little bit because the Chargers and Justin Herbert have wide receivers and the Colts secondary, as we know, is banged up. You've got Charvarius Ward. You've got Josh Downs all dealing with concussion situations. I mentioned you're not getting any push up front defensively, which is problematic. I think this is going to be, as Joe Wrights mentioned, Brent, to us a little bit earlier, kind of a tail of the tape, a little get back going back to Southern California. Colts put 27 on the board and hold the Chargers to 24. 27-24 is the final for me, as the Chargers are 1.5-point favorites. I initially wanted to take the Chargers, but I think Jonathan Taylor and running the football is going to be way too much against a Charger defense that, simply put, so far this season, Brent, has not been able to stop it.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I actually had the score the exact same, 27-24 Colts. And I think that this could be a great challenging game. And honestly, my Luna Azul Tequila shot of the week in fantasy, go out there and get Kamani Vidal as a running back if you need one. It did look pretty good coming out of the woodworks last week. I think he's going to have a decent game, but I think the Colts pull this out. They cover 27-24. Colts.
Nick Hall.
Yeah, I don't care what the spread is. If you've got Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, the Duke of Hurl, I think I'm taking the Colts no matter what.
You love him. You're rocking his shirt, too, man. You love that, don't you? What do you got over there, Ryan Miller?
I like that.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to stick with the Colts. You see the uniforms for the Chargers this week?
Yes,
Chargers
all bright
power.
yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said they look like the Savannah Bananas.
They do.
I mean, they are bright yellow.
They have a lot of injuries, although they have an edge with quarterback and wide receivers. No doubt about that. But Jonathan Taylor too much, and the Colts get that win. There's your Week 7 Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Guys, while you're here, we should mention that IU and football coach Kurt Cignetti agreed to a new 8-year contract through 2033. So all that Penn State speculation has led to a raise and a longer-term contract for a guy that has done just absolutely the unthinkable in Bloomington to this point through 2033.
That's outstanding. He put the football program on the map, and look what he's done. Happy to hear him stick around. I mean, watching them play, man, I got Oregon game. They're just there. Go out there, and they get it done. They look great. So what he's put together, hope he continues to do that because he's doing it right.
And you guys probably dig on everybody coming in here to Joe's Grill watching IU football.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's loving it, and it's actually really fun to see just because it is IU football. It's been, no offense, so relevant, so long. even other teams' fans. I mean, you have Notre Dame and Purdue and IU, and they all seem to kind of clash with each other. But as far as IU football goes, nobody hates them yet. So, like, everybody's excited for them to do well. So it's awesome to just, you come in here for any of those IU games, everybody's cheering no matter what they're wearing.
How was that against the Oregon up here? Everybody packed, rooting. That's
packed
awesome.
and just
I love it.
going nuts.
Gotta love to hear it, right?
We've been packed for almost all their games this year.
That's awesome. I love it.
It's been great.
Good to see the fans
and you're
come
ready
back out.
You want to shoot down any speculation whatsoever and have Pat Kraft, who is a former Hoosier, by the way, the AD at Penn State, look someplace else for his next head coach
100%.
in Happy Valley. That's the way that it works. All right, you guys going to rejoin a little bit later on?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Nick and Ryan's going to be back a little bit later on. Brent's going to hang with me. Jeremiah Johnson, Pacers TV, coming up on the inbound 2. Kevin Todd in the 5 o'clock hour. Mike Chappell coming up after 5. Those injury concerns, especially with the concussion protocol of Ward and Downs, we'll get into. And what about Kenny Moore, the second, being back at practice? How big of a deal is that? We'll talk to Mike Chappell about that coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. Joe's Grill, Spring Mill Road. We're in Westfield today for Week 7 of the Larceny Bourbon Locks and the Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Thank you all for joining us. Do not go anywhere. Back with you next. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
The Ride with JMV.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I guess the only thing I can say is I'll promise to keep rocking and rolling, making better films.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
My guy over there wants a sample.
Samples will be coming shortly.
Samples are coming shortly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mentioned this, too, during our Larceny Bourbon Lock Saloon Resort Tequila Shots Week 7 picks. The news did break regarding IU and football coach Curt Cignetti. That's a new 8-year contract. The nuts and bolts of it right here. 8-year contract, an average annual compensation of $11.6 million. Cignetti's new contract runs through November 30th, 2023, or I should say 2033. So that counters any thought that Penn State and Pat Kraft would have any interest whatsoever in Curt Cignetti when you got something special, and I think clearly by now you recognize that IU does with the football programs that has been dormant for such a long time. This is a big damn deal right here, Brent.
That is a huge deal. And what he has brought to this program, like you said, he's put them on the map, right? Ranked number 3 right now in the country. They go in as, number 9. They went into number 3 at the time, Oregon, and they won that game outright. I mean, they just absolutely controlled the game from start to finish. It looked great. He has put together an amazing program, so I'm happy for him because what he's brought for Indiana football. Now we've got a football and basketball school. It's a powerhouse, what we're going to call that now, John.
Yeah, quote, we are committed to investing in IU football in such a way that we can compete at a championship level, and the number one priority in doing that is ensuring that Coach Cignetti is the leader of our program. That is Director of Intercollegiate Athletics and VP as well, Scott Dolson right there with the comment regarding that new deal for Curt Cignetti, who goes nowhere and ends all of that speculation. Thus, Penn State can look someplace else for their next head coach.
Absolutely. Not going to be looking here. We've got that coach here now. So that's hey, congrats to Coach Cignetti.
Lots of sense right there. It really does. All right. Also making sense, you got IU Michigan State coming up this weekend. Have you eyeballed any of the opportunities you've seen in college football so far?
You know, I haven't really looked at the college slate yet a whole lot, but I mean, you just got to love what IU's doing right now. They're a 27.5-point favorite. I did see that. That's a pretty big number there. But, hey, the way they're playing, they don't let off the gas pedal. They just keep going. And that's
why would you?
Why would you? Just go out
put
and
the hammer down. It's like, to me, like Notre Dame with a couple of losses, every single game now, you not only want to win, you have to win, but you have to have that offensive hammer down.
Oh, absolutely.
It is.
And there's a lot of good games in that 3:30 slate, too. I mean, you got Ole Miss and Georgia. I mean, there's going to be a lot there. But you know what people are watching right now? They're watching those Hoosiers out there. So I'll be anxious to see that. And love to hear Mr. Miller, Mr. Hall talking about, just the energy that's bringing to not only Indiana in general, but all of our locations, all of our on-premise accounts, bars and restaurants. People are getting out and celebrating these Indiana Hoosiers right now. It's awesome.
It has been spectacular. It really has. And, people will still say, well, there's still you don't have a lot to learn because this is just an absolute 180 compared to what IU football has been. Thank you very much for absolute ever. And this is working. And I was talking about this with Matt Surface, the former player, on Monday, Dan Wetzel of ESPN yesterday. And what he has is he's got a process that works, whether you're talking about how he selects his players, what he brings in, what he builds around normally a veteran quarterback wherever he's been, either here in year number 1 or year number 2, or a James Madison. You bring in that quarterback, you surround and you find that talent out there. A year ago it was like 18 former James Madison players he brought with him. So you started off the season last year with that cohesion. And it's also about scheduling when to work yourself in to getting some wins, because in conference season you're going to play teams like Oregon. You're going to play teams, still Penn State losing their coach. You have to go to Happy Valley. Still some work to do, but they have positioned themselves all the way around in a landscape right now of college athletics where you don't have to be Alabama or Auburn or USC or Ohio State to compete. If you have the cash and you make smart moves, you can be competitive. That's what IU and Kurt Cignetti have done.
And that's what you're absolutely right. And the cool thing is we're seeing the influx of the money coming in to support this program now. And if you look at over in Bloomington, it's a packed house, right? I mean, people are excited to get out and watch football again. And it's pretty neat. And then what he's done for Mendoza, right? He comes in, he's now one of the top-rated quarterbacks out there. We had a lot of naysayers even coming into this Oregon matchup this past week, and look what happens. Those naysayers are now going, wow, these Hoosiers might be for real.
Somebody just had asked me via the text line, JMV, how many other coaches make more than Kurt Cignetti now across the college football landscape? I don't think there are a lot. I mean, I think Kirby Smart, maybe down at Georgia, Lincoln Riley at USC, maybe that much. I'm trying to think, maybe Ryan Day, Ohio State. Those are three guys that probably come to mind right there, but there are not a lot, I don't think, in that particular category. So IU is, putting their money where their mouth is as far as this program is concerned.
What was that? I didn't hear or see that final number when you were saying. What did they
I'd have to get back. It was, one more time, it was Cignetti, 8-year contract. It's an average of $11.6 million.
Wow, that's awesome.
So 11.6. So, yeah, I mean, Lincoln Riley, Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, these are all the so-called heavy hitters in college football. So he joins that level.
That's an elite group right there, and it's awesome that, again, hard work and what he puts into it, too. You look over at him, they might be up by 40 points, and he's still just diving in on somebody for doing something wrong. He coaches through and through until the end of the game is over there. So congrats again, Coach Cignetti.
It is Brent Halverson. It's me, JMV. We were expecting maybe Jeremiah Johnson. I don't know where he is right now. Maybe running a little bit late. Maybe we'll find it coming up before the top of the hour. Pacers close out the preseason coming up tomorrow on the road in San Antonio. We have week 7 for you at Joe's Grill in Westfield. What a fantastic location, Brent. And you've got a lot going on tonight here at this location. You've got 2 baseball games. Got an NLDS, or ALCS, I should say, and an NLCS going on. And you got a little Thursday night football to start things off with the Steelers and the Bengals this evening, too.
It's going to be interesting. We talked a little bit earlier about the Brewers and the Dodgers and how dominant those Dodgers have looked in this postseason. And those pitching performances they've had in the first 2 games. Now they're going to be at home. I mean, it's going to be tough for them. I hope Milwaukee finds a way to get a W here, just like Toronto got off the schneid the other night, which was awesome finally. But they're going back again against the Mariners. I think that's going to be another close game there. So this is the time of year, right? I mean, we got playoff baseball, NFL football, we got college football, we've got NBA starting right around the corner, college basketball right around the corner. This is the time of the year if you're a sports fan. Not a better place to watch it than a place like Joe's Grill here in Westfield, my friend.
All right, James just looked this up back at the studio. Kirby Smart, Ryan Day are making more than Cignetti right now.
Hey, again, great company to be in.
And that's where you want to be, especially if you have that belief in the growth of your program. And again, this is different, and a lot of people, including myself, were kind of kicking and screaming with the NIL and the transfer portal. But let's face it, for IU football, this has been a difference. You don't have to be a part of the old guard anymore. I mean, you can grow it if you have the finances. And believe me, IU has the finances.
Oh, absolutely. And they're happy to use them now, right? They've never really put much into it because they just didn't have a program in place.
Now, they pissed off Mark Cuban regarding the IDS and that whole stink going
I didn't
on right
catch
now,
all of that.
Yeah.
I did see something. He was pretty bummed out.
It's about censorship, and Cuban's pissed off about it. So, I wouldn't piss off your heavy donors right there like that. Maybe do something about that. But we'll see.
Yeah.
That's the political angle of it going on there. This is more of the sports angle of it, certainly.
Absolutely. And again, it's just an exciting time, and to see what this program is doing and continues to grow. Again, we've always been known as the basketball town, the basketball school. There's a new tide turning over in Bloomington, Indiana, and that football squad is looking pretty sharp, my friend.
We should mention that we're going to be in Bloomington on a Thursday coming up in November, aren't we?
We absolutely are.
Upstairs Pub doing our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots.
We will be at the Upstairs Pub, and I believe that is the 13th. Let me double check that real quick. That is correct. November 13th, we are in Bloomington. and that's going to be an exciting time, too.
Yes, it will.
I mean, it's going to be, again, a fun time to come in. We got a lot of people coming in for the show. So if you're anywhere near that Bloomington area, November 13th, come join us at Upstairs Pub because they've got a pretty spectacular setup going over there as well.
And we'll talk more about this with Kurt Signetti, this new deal. Don Fisher, voice of the Hoosiers, will join us coming up on the show tomorrow in the 5 o'clock hour. So we'll hit that even more so coming up at that point in time. Mike Chappell, top of the hour. So you have a couple in concussion protocol on either side of the football. Josh Downs and Mooney Ward. We'll get to that. And Kenny Moore II back at practice because you really need all hands on deck if you're the Colts in that secondary. The Chargers can bring it through the air with the quarterback and their receivers. What's going to win out here? That aspect or Jonathan Taylor running the football in Southern California coming up on Sunday. Mike Chappell coming up at the top of the hour. Kevin Todd's going to join us in the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. Don't go anywhere. To stream the app, it's HD Radio, the AAA Membership Lounge via YouTube Live. That's Brent. I'm John. Westfield location of Joe's Grill with our Larceny Bourbon Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots. I'm back with you next on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
V.
Dude, most metal
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. Text line if you want to get in regarding the new deal for Curt Cignetti. You can. Oh, we got somebody that lied here. The JMV, the Rays, make Cignetti the third highest paid nationally. Right there. Third highest paid national. I went over that. Curt Cignetti got a new deal. And clearly, hey, I will say this, man. IU, you know what you got with that football program, and there's going to be no jacking around with Penn State looking for a new head coach. You go in, and you absolutely get it done. And that's what they did in extending Curt Cignetti earlier today, where he is now the third highest paid. I think James came up with that, too. Behind Kirby Smart and Ryan Day, James, I believe, is what you had right here. That is a serious belief in your head coach and your football program and this incredible high level of progress, which has IU now third ranked in the country. That is Brent Holverson. Fantastic to hear.
Outstanding to hear. I mean,
Yes,
it doesn't get any better than that. And again, what you're seeing today, it's been tough to take on this new way of the world, right, in college football with the transfer portal and just everything that's going on these days. But they know how to work it. They're picking these guys out, and you're bringing a guy. And again, we talked about Mendoza a minute ago. Look at what he's done. It's kind of resurrected him, and he's got a swagger to him now, right? And everybody on that Hoosier team
I love the
is
process.
carrying that.
I like that, too, and I like the whole schedule thing. Everybody got all over him for the schedule, but he's had a process with what he's doing across the board, and that process has worked. So, why? Who gives a crap? As long as it works, that's all that matters.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I mean, that is all that matters, right? And and again, there's a method to his madness. Hey, Cam.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, there you go. Cam's got his head down.
Fresh beverage there for you.
Cam's
Look
got
at that
his
table
head
right over
buried.
there. Yeah,
That's
so
okay. We can call out orders here if you want it. Joe's Grill.
I meant to get over there and get some samples. So no, but hey, again, what you said. I mean, they're orchestrating it properly, right? Yeah. I mean, you're building the schedule. You're making sure you've got some things in there, but you're going to these big powerhouse schools and you're showing what you're capable of. And now you're taking those naysayers and showing them what IU football is really all about.
Hey, James, jump on here. Did you see that Will Compton or that sound that I told you to play regarding what he said on Get Up about the Colts schedule too?
Yes, I did. Hold on a second. Let me find it again.
5 teams. This is Will Compton, I guess, as a part of Get Up this morning. They were having that debate. The 5 teams and quarterbacks the Colts have beaten this season. 2 in the Dolphins, Knicks and the Broncos, which was fortunate. Titans and Ward, Raiders and Geno, and the Cardinals and Jacoby Brissett. James, you have that for? Go ahead and roll that right now.
Indianapolis Colts, when I look at their schedule here, the wins, Dolphins, Titans, Raiders, Cardinals, lucky with the Broncos. They're overrated at 5-1.
I would disagree with that. I think this is a very good offensive line. They've got a guy who's playing offensive rookie of the year football, and Tyler Warren. Daniel Jones has been absolutely fantastic. I think they got one of the best slot receivers, Josh Downs, in football. The only caveat I'd say is this is the first week this season that this past game against the Cardinals, Daniel Jones this year looked like Daniel Jones of the past. Threw one really bad interception, should have had another one. Is that the blip in the season, or is that a little bit going back to reality?
No, listen, there's no blip. There's none of that. And that's Dan Orlovsky, who was on the defense of what Will Compton had to say on ESPN this morning. There's no blip. You're only allowed to play the teams that's on your schedule. And they have accomplished a record that is 5-1. And just as easy as you could say they should have lost at home to Denver in week 2, they should have won in Southern California against the Rams, if not for A.D. Mitchell and his errors. So you are legit because you've accomplished what has been your challenges on the schedule so far until further notice. We'll reevaluate after this weekend in Southern California or in Pittsburgh in a couple of weeks or in Kansas City in a month. But right now, you are who you are. That's your record. You're 5-1. It's impressive. There's no overrated because you've beaten the teams that you should have on your schedule, with the exception of giving one away. So the whole overrated thing, my ass.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, I think the team total for the Colts this year to win was 7.5. I mean, they're going to knock that out in the first half of the season.
People thought they were going to be worse, including
yes,
me. Thought they were going to be much
we were talking
worse
about
than what they have been.
Absolutely.
So far.
It's good to see a resurrection of Danny Dimes. And again, we talk swagger. When you get some things going, you might beat a couple of lesser opponents, but you got to win the games. And it's tough to do in the NFL these days.
And as soon as the jackasses find out that you can only do what is on your schedule, then I think the quicker we get past this whole overrated, because they're 5-1, that's the way that it is. In a month, we'll reevaluate. But they're legit 5-1. That is not being overrated. Quick break. We'll come back. Joe's Grill. We are in Westfield off of Spring Mill Road. Week 7. Larceny Bourbon Locks. Luna Azul Tequila Shots. Hey, the latest on a couple of players. Concussion protocol for a wide receiver and a corner. And Kenny Moore II back at practice in front of the Chargers this weekend. It's Mike Chappell, Brent Halverson, and I coming up on the other side. Kevin Todd at the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. And Kurt Signetti, a new high-dollar deal. He's going nowhere as head coach of the IU football program. More on that coming up as well. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
JMV.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Yeah, this is our guy J-Law over there. Kurt Signetti, a new deal. And Chris Vanini, I don't know who the hell this is, but he's got an influence on social media. Brent wrote this. 2 years ago this weekend, Indiana lost to Rutgers on homecoming by 17 points in a 3-9 campaign. And Kurt Signetti was making $677,000 at James Madison. Now Signetti is 17-2 at IU with a playoff appearance and about to make $11 million annually. And again, that is the news today, that IU says we're not going to jack around with any of this. We're going to go ahead and give our guy in, solidify him so Penn State can look elsewhere. It is a new 8-year contract with Kurt Signetti at IU running through 2033. And that is $11.6 million in compensation annually. Kurt Signetti going nowhere. Brent Holverson of Heaven Hill Distillery is going nowhere either, because we're at Joe's Grill in Westfield. Absolutely, and it feels great to be back up here, and always a pleasure to be here at Joe's Grill, all the locations, which we'll go ahead and let everybody know. Next week, we'll be at another Joe's Grill. We'll be at the Joe's Grill in Fishers. Right on. Next Thursday for our Week 8 edition of the Larceny Locks and Lunazul Shots NFL season, John. Week 8 coming up next week. Week 8 already. Shout out to J-Law's here. Tom is here. We talked to Jimmy a little bit earlier. Yes. J-Law, the Bison. Did you see that? J-Law had the bison mask on right there. I love it. I like eating bison. I don't know if I'd eat that one. But yeah, like a little bison meat's always good. And we got Billy over there. We got Paul over there. Some great folks here. Great folks, and a lot of great Elijah Craig Old Fashions going around for Elijah Craig Old Fashion Week. So come on up here, and I know John was just telling me he's made about 35 of them already. So that's awesome. They're flowing back there with the Elijah Craig Old Fashions to celebrate this great week. And again, Heaven Hill donates $1 for every drink, every Elijah Craig Old Fashioned that goes out across the country over this 10-day period. Donates $1 to the Southern Smoke Foundation that takes care of misplaced hospitality industry. So we appreciate all those in the hospitality industry, and a little way of giving back. I should mention, too, our guy Kevin Todd, thesportsbrokers.com, will join us for the first time on a Thursday. Brent and I coming up at the bottom of the hour. Meantime, with the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, we got to check in on the Colts and their injury situations going into yet another trip to Southern California coming up on Sunday afternoon right here at SoFi Stadium against the Chargers. It's Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59 who is joining us. Hey, before I get started, I did want to ask you, as being a longtime member of the sports community in Central Indiana, was there ever a moment in your life where you thought IU football would be like IU football is right now? At any point?
No, back long time ago when Corso was still the coach, they sent me down to cover IU, and they played Nebraska. I don't know what year it was. The years run together. But Nebraska won 63-10, whatever it was. And Corso walked in and says, "Man, wasn't that a great game? Wasn't that a great team?" And I thought, holy smokes, you just got your ass handed to you. But I've got a lot of friends, Bill Benner, and they're diehard IU fans. Yes. And it's been agony. Because what I've done in the past, from what I've watched, is they just tease you. They win a game, or they're close at Ohio, and then they revert. So to see what they're doing now is really amazing. And I'm not sure how it would be to deal, from a media standpoint, to deal with Signetti. I think he's got some, it's a word I really won't use on the radio, in him. But I think most good coaches have that edge to them. Yeah. And I think they've got a guy. And it's what's the best part is, all of a sudden, IU is not a stepping stone university. This is a destination for him, and I hope this has sustainability over the next 10 years. And it's all about recruiting and what you can invest in. And again, when you get a quarterback, for crying out loud, this isn't brain surgery. You get a quarterback, you got a chance. Although out there, their defense really laid the wood to Oregon. But what a great time. And there is no reason that I see other than letting their guard down that they shouldn't be unbeaten going into the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, and we'd like to give a shout-out to Paul Feinbaum, and he can eat a big turd sandwich as far as I think everybody's concerned around here for that as well as he follows the SEC. That's good. I will say this, Mike, in closing before we move on to the Colts here. IU, you got to love it because they're taking advantage of the situation. And a lot of us old schoolers may initially – we weren't fond of NIL, the transfer portal.
Right.
But this situation of the change of landscape in college athletics has been incredibly beneficial to the IU football program. And they are playing off of that. And really they are taking that proverbial baton and running with it right now. Scott Dolson and company. And you absolutely have to love it because they want to compete at the highest of levels and they want to win, and they're going to have the opportunity to do that for the first time in basically forever consistently.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys that I've always thought players need to be paid somehow. But then I knew that once they did, the genie's out of the bottle, and then you're going into areas that we never thought they would go in, I think. But this is about buying programs and buying sustainability, and I just don't see it. That's never going to change again. I don't know how you put it. It's amazing when I see sometimes where somebody was in violation of NIL. How in the heck are you in violation of the Wild West? So good for them, and as long as you've got boosters with big pockets, it's gonna, and you get the right guys. Now you can pay the money to the wrong guy, and it just doesn't work. But you get those 4 or 5 key players, key positions, and then you've got a coach who knows what he's doing. I see no reason that this shouldn't be a blip on the radar. This should be something that sustains, and good for them. And hopefully IU basketball will follow because it's kind of in a mire right now as well.
Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Hey, Mike, does the disappointment of, couple plus weeks back in L.A. play into any sort of motivation? I mean, it's a different team, same location for this Colts team this weekend against the Chargers?
No, it's just they'll know how to get to the locker room. No, I think it's kind of a quirk in the schedule. But we've talked. I've always thought that their 2 toughest games in the first half of the schedule were both out in SoFi. And again, they had every chance to win against the Rams. I don't think they win Sunday, but I'm not going to be the least bit surprised if they do. This Chargers team is having trouble protecting Justin Herbert. He's been sacked 17 times, for crying out loud. And they needed a fourth quarter, a late comeback to beat one of the worst teams in the league in Miami. But, boy, when you got everything is possible, and he's going to be going up against a depleted secondary again. And then until they get this pass rush fixed, and I think it's broken, until they get the pass rush fixed, it's going to be a struggle, and it's going to put an awful lot of pressure on the offense to score 27, 30, 35 points. And that's a tough ask, as good as this offense has been.
All right, I want to go over some of the injury situations because obviously concussion protocol is not good on either side of the football here. But I went with the Colts, and I had a similar thought going into today as you did. However, I think the Chargers not being able to stop the run is going to be more of a difference maker than the Colts not consistently getting after the quarterback and the secondary being banged up against Justin Herbert and those receivers. Is that fair?
Yeah, this might be one of those back in the Manning days when teams would try to run the ball and have sustained drives. Maybe the Colts do that. They go 8 plays, 10 plays, and they score. And then Herbert gets out there like Manning used to, and it was like 4 plays and a touchdown. The defense has got to play well. But, yeah, what I like about this offense was 32 points a game. I've said this week after week. To me, it's not doing anything spectacular, individually spectacular. Daniel Jones isn't just doing like superhuman things. He's running the offense. He's making the right throws. And Jonathan Taylor is leading the league. I'm still waiting for that JT game I mean, 25 carries, 180, and he's got that in him. I'm writing about him today, about what he's putting together, arguably his best season. So I like the way the offense is playing. I'm concerned about how they replace Josh Downs, schematically. Maybe this is a chance to get A.D. Mitchell back in there. And Downs isn't going to play, so what's the status of Ashton Doolin, who's dealing with a chest injury? And if he doesn't play, that really calls into account your depth at receiver, and maybe use more tight ends. So Josh Downs is he's had sort of a quiet statistical season, but man, he's made a dozen huge plays to move the game. That touchdown he caught the other night was beautiful, and he took an unbelievable hit at the end of it. Josh Downs is one of the guys that's hard to replace in this offense because of what he does.
So I asked this a little bit earlier. Is this kind of, and I think it was to Joe Wrights I asked a little bit earlier, is this like a renaissance, a reclamation weekend for A.D. Mitchell for the reasons you just brought up on the offensive side?
Wouldn't it be a storybook game if he scores a significant touchdown by that pylon where he dropped a lot? So it would be great. I want to trust him. I want that so bad, but I need to see it. Again, I just don't. They'll do something different in the slot. I don't see him as a slot guy. Maybe you move Pitt inside and you have Mitchell play outside. I don't know. Maybe you use Tyler Warren more in the slot. They have options, but again, it's just difficult. First, it's difficult to replace Downs, and then it's going to be difficult to. It's just a fact. It's going to be difficult to trust A.D. Mitchell until you trust him enough to put him out there and give him 5, 6, 7 targets, and that's going to be up to Shane and Jim Bob to trust him enough to give him that opportunity to kind of get back in their good graces.
So I think what you're saying is we're going to see the biggest game of the season and what has been a great season for rookie tight end Tyler Warren. Is that what you're saying?
Boy, he's been, and we're still waiting for his breakout game. I mean, it sounds terrible. He's only given you like 6 catches and 60 yards, which is.
I think it's the offense. I think it's their philosophy. I think if they wanted to, they could pile on his stats. But
yes.
I think they've chosen just to stay consistently spread the wealth around offensively.
But that's what I say. I was saying that Josh Downs was due for that game, and I think Tyler Warren is due for that 8-catch, 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they've not forced him the ball. It's just working the flow of the game, and you can just see. I can just imagine Shane Steichen sitting at home Monday or Tuesday, and scheming ways to use this new toy he got. Because he's not had this. He has not had this. And now you look back at the struggles they've had the last couple of years, and it's because they've not had a player who can attack the middle of the field, who can line up at fullback, who can line up at like 5 spots and really make a difference. But everything just works together. I mean, Warren's in there, and he's got, again, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, and you got Pierce back, and the offensive line's playing at a high level. So until they can get pieces back on defense, this offense is going to carry them. And they've got to get Ward back. Maybe they get Kenny Moore back this week. I kind of doubt it, to practice 2 times. I know he's been doing some work with the guys on the side and all this. But coming back from Achilles, I just think you're extra careful. But anybody to get back on in the secondary is a plus. It won't be Mooney Ward this week, and that's why I say you've got to get pressure on Justin Herbert, because you give him time to pat the ball, and he's going to find holes in his defense with the people that got out there right now.
He is Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, and I guess I'm looking especially because it seems from what those nationally explain that there's a lot more than what we have seen recently at the trade deadline in edge rushers. Not overwhelmingly great edge rushers, but guys that can give you production. Is this a must either in that category or the corner category for Chris Ballard and company to go out in a duress prior to the trade deadline?
Yeah, boy, I would probably prefer a corner because I don't get the impression that Jalen Jones will be back anytime soon. It may be another 3 or 4 games. I don't know. A couple of the pass rushers I've seen, the Trey Hendrickson's, that name's going to come up. You do have to, there is a salary cap. I realize you can do funky things with the cap, but it's hard to fit somebody's massive salary. And one of the Miami guys, was it Jalen Phillips? One of those guys has got
or Bradley Chubb or Jalen Phillips. Both are reportedly available.
One of them's got a very workable contract, and one of them doesn't. I wouldn't be opposed. And corner or pass rusher. I've always thought a pass rusher makes. Give me one or the other. I'll take a pass rusher. Just because they can do so much. So I wouldn't be opposed because they've not gotten to this point what they've needed out of Latu, and Kwity Paye's kind of giving you what Kwity Paye gives you, which isn't bad if you've got somebody more productive on the other side. It'll be interesting. Well, I think the deadline's November 4th, I think it is. So it wouldn't shock me. And they do have flexibility on redoing contracts, whether it's a Quentin or a DeForest Buckner. They've got ways to create room. And if they believe that this team with that player, whoever it is, makes a difference enough to where, hey, come January, they're playing, they've got a home game, then do it. I mean, they're not gonna mortgage the future, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, and Chris Ballard already sort of went out of character to some degree with getting Mooney Ward and Cam Bynum and Daniel Jones. So, and things are coming together. They're playing well. The schedule is helping them. Other teams are sort of floundering a little bit. So it wouldn't shock me at all.
Hey, Mike Chappell's with us. Before I let you go, did the Colts have anything to do with the reason why Zaire Franklin does not have his own podcast any longer?
I don't know, but the boy's still out there making it on other people's podcasts.
And this is why I asked that, because you go from that to then, you kind of set on a tee some comments regarding Justin Herbert, whom you're going to see this weekend, and then you do the same recently with the Chiefs in Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, at any point, and I like it when people talk, but this does seem detrimental from a motivational angle to both you and your teammates and the organization here. So if they were, kind of behind a little bit of the say and why he no longer has his own podcast, why is this okay?
I don't know. A good question. I do remember we asked Chris Ballard last year after the issues with the podcast last year. We said, well, have you addressed this with Zaire? And he said, well, I'm going to keep that in-house. And then he said something along the lines, but no one wants those type of distractions. And I understand it. No team does. And these are sort of distractions. Well, they're distractions because we're talking about it. And I don't know how much motivation it is for another team, but trust me, those will be brought up in Kansas City when the Colts play there. So yeah, I don't think they like it at all, but I don't know how much. Because maybe it sounds harmless at the time, but once it's out there, it's out there. It's like somebody said, well, I said something dumb on social media, but I deleted the tweet. Well, there's no such thing as deleting a tweet. So I can't believe they're in favor of this, but I don't know how much they can really do to tell a player what to do in his own time. But they can't be in favor of this.
And then, watching Trey McBride do his work with Jacoby Brissett underneath last week did not do anybody any service at linebacker. Certainly, if you're Zaire Franklin, I have no idea why. I don't know. It just doesn't.
I don't know
in
if
all
you
this
call in a
buttoned-up
player.
mentality of the NFL, why you have somebody that just hands out motivation for the hell of it right here to be funny or to give content is beyond me. I don't get it.
And again, there's no off the cuff. I was just kidding things because once
Right.
you say it, it's out there, and I just don't know that it would rise. Well, that a team would feel they could approach a player and say, "Hey, shut up." That you'd probably couch it in better words, but that's kind of where we are now with all the podcasts and all the shows and all this is people say things and sometimes they don't realize the bite that this has, that a comment would have, because these comments never go away. I mean, the New York Giants thing last year, for crying out loud. So yeah, it can't be viewed favorably inside the building, but I just don't know what you do other than telling the player, hey, listen, we're paying you.
Yeah.
Tone it down. Not tone it down, but shut up. So I don't know.
I just thought
It's a good question.
I thought that's why the podcast ended in the first place. And
Well,
I don't.
I don't know that, but I know
Yeah.
I know they weren't happy with it. So don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, if they get worked over by Justin Herbert, listen, not the biggest a deal not putting somebody in the top 5. He still put him in the top 10. He didn't say anything bad about him, but it's just stuff that would be unnecessary, especially if you and your particular unit may not be playing at the highest of levels in that capacity.
Oh yeah, he goes out
right?
there and throws for 400, and somebody said, and he says, not bad for a guy that's in the top 10 but not top 5. He wouldn't say that, I don't think, but that that somewhere in the back of his mind he says, oh really, I'm not. I'm not
No
top
doubt.
5. Well, I'll show you. Yeah.
Mike Chappell,
I hope
CBS
players
4. Yep.
I hope players are motivated more by other things, but so we'll see.
Mike Chappell of CBS 4 and Fox 59. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Always a pleasure. We'll catch up next week before we see Tennessee in town the week after this. Mike, thank you.
Looking forward to it. Be well.
Mike Chappell with us, thesportsbrokers.com. Kevin Todd's going to join us coming up on the other side. Me, Brent Halverson. And we're with Heaven Hill Distillery, Joe's Grill in Westfield. Thank you all for joining us on this incredible Thursday. You're not leaving, are you? Wait a minute. Cocktails? Did you get cocktails? The samples? I got to say samples or somebody climbs up my rear end right here. Hey, we'll come back. Don't leave just yet. We'll come back in Westfield, Joe's Grill, 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
The Ride with JMV.
Now you listen here. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Now go away.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. Was that really me? Hey, James, was that me right there, Matt Taylor, voice of the Colts? Did that sound like me?
I can't honestly say I heard it.
Oh, hey, Cam, man, you heard it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Cam's our on-site engineer. Was that me?
As far as how he says it, how he says things, says certain words, I would say yes.
317-239-1070, the text line. Was that me that Matt Taylor did? Was that pretty good? Come back with you guys in just a second. Brett Halverson rejoins Joe's Grill, our Larceny Bourbon Locks, Lunazul Tequila Shots off of Spring Mill Road in Westfield today, here until the top of the hour. Meantime, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, you hear him on this station, thesportsbrokers.com, and he is so easy to reach at 888-320-7517. Kevin Todd is with us right now. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
John, thanks for having me on.
It is great to have you on this show. Man, how do you do what you do? I want to start right there. You do what you do at such a high level. How's this happen?
Well, first of all, when it comes to sports wagering, John, the only way to be successful is less games, more money. A lot of people out there, they like to bet the parlays, they like to bet the teasers. Listen, those are all sucker bets. And plus those apps, they offer you all those 10% boost or 30% boost because they want to suck you in because they already know it's hard enough to win one game. So if you want to treat it like a business, folks, it's less games, more money. And let me tell you tonight, we have a great matchup here, John, between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. And dating back to last season, John, I'm documented 16-5 on Thursday Night Football. And this is what I'm going to do for all your listeners. Tonight's game is my Thursday Night Football game of the month, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. And every one of your listeners that's called up right now, I'm going to give them tonight's information absolutely free. I want to put money in their pocket first, John. I want to earn the business of every one of your listeners. All they need to do is dial 888-320-7517. That's 888-320-7517. They get tonight's game, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, absolutely free. My NFL Thursday night game of the month.
How do you set those lines, Kevin? I mean, I listen to you all the time. How do you do that?
Well, it's not me that sets these lines on the games.
Well, I mean, how do you set it in your own mind? I guess. Is
okay.
What I'm
well,
asking.
Basically, let's say this: the odds makers, what they do, John, is they set the lines on the public perception. Hear me out, because the public bets on teams how they play the previous week. Now, it might work in college football, but it definitely does not work in the NFL. The NFL is, folks, believe it or not, just like the movie, any given Sunday, anyone can win. That's how they set the lines. They already know what the public's going to bet because of how teams played. If they play good, they're going to bet on them. If they play bad, they're going to bet against on them. And you can't do that, folks, okay? You're going to get murdered if you keep doing that. And they also know the public. There's a lot of teams out there that they know the public, no matter how they set the lines, they're going to bet on them. Like the Kansas Cities, they're going to bet. They're going to bet on the Phillies. You know, the teams that they know each and every week that are good because there's so many bad teams in the NFL. That's how these odds makers set the line. And what we do over here, we break these games down to a T. And let's face it, John, believe me or not, 98% of the people out there, when they sports gamble, they lose. It's the truth. Only 2% make money. I'm in the top 1% of that 2%, John.
888-320-7517. That is Kevin Todd right there. So I hear that you have some interest in that Eagles-Vikings matchup, too. Is that true?
That is true. Listen, this Eagle-Vikings matchup is very, very – I really like this play that I'm going to give your listeners right now. First of all, let's face it, John, you can't trust the Eagles right now. They're playing on smoke and mirrors. Each and every one of their games, if you go back and look, they've been outgained in every game. But I really like the under in this matchup because everyone saw how bad the Eagles defense played against the Giants, just giving up all those points. And like I said, folks, any given Sunday, this is the week where the Eagles defense actually shows up. And let me tell you, this is the first time in the entire NFL 7, Week 7, where you have two top 8 defenses going against each other. But most important, John, listen to this stat. NFL underdogs, after their bye week, have gone under 42 out of the last 55 times the last 5 years. That's 78%. Not only that, John, non-division dome underdogs after their bye week have also gone over a perfect 0-7 the last 3 years. I like the under 44.5 in this Eagles game tonight. But more important, John, it's about tonight's matchup. It's about Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. It's my NFL Thursday night game in the month, and I'm giving it to your listeners for free. There is no reason why no one should be calling because I'm going to put money in their pocket first, John. I don't want their money. I want their bookmakers' money. I'm going to teach them money management, and I'm going to show them how to treat it like a business. Not only that, John, a $500 better right now on the season is up $8,500. A $1,000 better on the season is up $17,000. That's how strong the information is, folks. And I love this matchup tonight. All you have to do is pick up the phone, folks. You dial 888-320-7517. That's 888-320-7517. You get tonight's matchup, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Absolutely free. I'm putting money in your pocket first.
You know, I may call you right now because I need all the help I can get, Kev. Honestly. All the
no
help
problem.
I can
You got
get.
my number. I'll give you the games.
Well, again, 888-320-7517. And you hear Kevin on this station often. They reached out, or Kevin reached out earlier this week and wanted to come on. And I thought a Thursday is fantastic because I got my partner, Brent Holver. So I think I told you about Brent yesterday, Kevin, as well. He gets down with the odds as well, just like you do right here. We have a good time.
Brent needs my help more than anyone.
I did not say that. No, come on now.
I'm joking.
He's actually better than me. I'm the one that needs the help here, Kev. That's me.
Well, let me tell you, all your listeners can hear me on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 8:30 to 9 on your station. I'm there every single weekend. I've been on the air with you for the last 2 or 3 years on Saturday. I'm going to be on the air with you now till the end of the season on Thursday, helping your listeners. And I'm telling you, folks, listen. This is an opportunity of a lifetime to really make money. We got the holidays coming up, and most of the people, when they call me, John, they say, listen, I can't win. The problem with these people, they bet with their heart. You cannot bet with your heart, folks. You got to read these lines. And what we do well is we read the lines. I get very strong information from sportsbook managers out there, John, and a lot of professional gamblers. And let me tell you, we're, like I said before, we're part of the 2% that make the money for my clients, and I'm going to do the same thing for your listeners. I'm going to come on here every single Thursday. I'm going to give a winner to your listeners, which is my own opinion, folks. Don't go crazy on those games. You know, those are just my own opinion. But the games you want are the games that I give to my clients, those inner circle games like you're getting tonight, absolutely free. All you need to do is dial 888-320-7517. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. I'm putting money in your pocket first.
Kev, well done, man. Great debut on this show. 888-320-7517. We shall do this again. And I should tell you that we do cocktails and make picks on Thursdays right here. So this is awesome.
That's great. Listen, John, thank you so much for having me on.
Yes.
I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to do everything I can to help your listeners. All they need to do is give me a call. It's that simple, John.
You got it. Kev, thank you very much.
Thank you, John. I'll speak with you next Thursday.
You got it. Kevin Todd at 888-320-7517. And he's on the station prolifically on the weekend, too. In fact, I think before I come on the ride to kickoff every Sunday morning as well, the sportsbrokers.com, Brett Halverson. That is Kevin Todd right there.
Wow, I mean, yeah.
I did not say that about you, by the way. He was making that up.
Well, hey, here's one thing. If you reach out, those guys might have some good information, but, we're going to dial you in, too. We're going to go ahead and give it out to you. And just
I didn't want to say I'm whipping ass.
Yeah.
I'm taking names so far this year.
You got to try to sell him a pick, but no, it's interesting. There's a lot of good information out there, and what he said is spot on. I mean, you get a lot of people that do. They bet with their hearts. They watch what happened the week before is how they're playing this week. And it's the NFL. We all know that. It's tough to pick straight-up winners, let alone put some numbers on these games and pick against the spread. But, again, I think maybe what he's even alluding to would be the whole dogs covering on Thursday nights. He probably has I would guess maybe the Bengals. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that big of a play. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and give out the Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5 for free.
So we got Miller and Nick Hall coming back on before
I
the end of the
believe
show
so.
there?
I know we've got a Miller sighting. Nick Hall might be out bunting or something in the back alley. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, let's do the Harris Hoosier Park race of the day. 50 in betting, 50 in dining from Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson. Hey, by the way, tomorrow, Bud Light Blue Friday, Titans tickets, Ale Emporium in Castleton. And we're bringing Joel A. Erickson out so I can be the bad influence for him. We're turning Joel A. Erickson, the star that covers the Colts, into a degenerate coming up tomorrow on the show. So join us there, the Ale Emporium in Castleton. Chris Hagan and me. Hagan's also giving out maybe some other guests will join us at the Ale Emporium in Castleton tomorrow as well. So be ready for that right now. 50 in betting. 50 in dining, courtesy of Harris Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson. You guys ready? Well, here it is, your Harris Hoosier Park race of the day.
JMV.
Hans, Bobby, I'm your white knight.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. Your Harrison Park race of the day. Steve was the winner. The Honda Ferrari paid at $4.40 on a $2 bet. The $2 exacta was $5.60. 50-cent trifecta $4.20. Harrison Park race of the day. 50 in betting, 50 in dining. Tuesday through Friday here in the 5 o'clock hour. You pick a horse at JMV 1070 as we start the show. And Tony Renz, Brent Holverson, gives you the opportunity to win 50 in betting, 50 in dining.
You know,
the Harrison Park race of the day.
The great Tony Renz.
Love Tony Renz.
That's a guy we got to get back. Got to get back in the saddle with. We haven't seen him in a while. You know, he's such a good dude. We need to get him out. Maybe it'll be at Joe's Fishers next week. We can sneak him down there.
That's a good idea. I love going back-to-back Joe's.
Oh, I know. It's like a
the
Joe's
whole
sandwich.
Hall gang. Like we got Ryan, we got Nick Hall. Everybody's going to be back again.
Nally, if he comes down from the old 14er, he might come back to join us too.
What's
you know?
Is he hiking?
Not Tennessee.
Hey Nick, is Nally hiking K2 right now somewhere?
No, Nally's he's on his 8th, 9th cocktail probably. He's on vacation, man.
It's on the side of a mountain, so that's it's kind of like
looking
hiking.
at the mountain.
He's looking at
Old Mountain Jack and Coke.
Old Mountain Jack.
Oh boy. Yep.
Oh man. No, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, what you got? You guys, a big weekend coming up, right? You got some good music here up on the stage.
We got the Bishops coming tomorrow. I mean, honestly, our biggest thing right now is these sports. I mean, what a good time. We nipped on it earlier. We just IU football, but all across the board, Indiana.
Yes.
Way to
Amen.
go. Like,
Amen to that.
Signetti, a new deal through 2033 that pays him annually $11.6 million, which is top 3 in the college football landscape. Everybody.
All Indiana sports.
Yeah,
not
Pacers
just IU
with the
football.
Pacers did.
Pacers are coming
Colts,
back.
5-1.
What, 2 weeks? Are we 2 weeks away from college basketball? How close are we?
Well, I mean, I think college basketball is officially underway. I think Butler gets Notre Dame coming up in like some kind of secret game or something going tomorrow.
Everything's right around the corner.
Pacers are next week.
Purdue's ranked Purdue's number 1 with Matt Painter to start the season.
Just a good time for
time
Indiana
to be in Indiana,
sports.
yeah.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely. Obviously, I didn't expect this coming out of Indiana Jones. I know you didn't.
Sure did not. I was.
Look how proud you are.
I was
though. You're
shopping
rocking the
teams in the
shirt. You're rocking the shirt now, though. You're invested, aren't you?
Hey man, yeah. Well, when the shop comes out with something, I'm on top of it. Those guys kill it over there. So
makes a lot of sense. Hey, we should ask you, Kent Murphy. Brewers, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Mariners coming up later on tonight.
I'm saying Brewers because I hate the Dodgers, but if I were betting, I'd probably say Dodgers.
Tough not to, right? They look sharp.
It's tough not to right now.
That makeup works for a regular season, but man, in the postseason, the Brewers don't have enough, and the Dodgers have way down too much.
And the Blue Jays, you were telling me over there, they're 4-0 in Seattle this year?
The Blue Jays have not lost in Seattle, and against Seattle this year, they've only won one. I think they're 1-4 at home.
Against them?
Yeah. So against the Mariners.
So just bet the road teams in that
series. Yeah, absolutely.
Road team in that team seems to be the way to go.
So you think that happens in Game 4 later on tonight with the Mariners and the Blue Jays? I mean, it's almost like I felt last night.
The way that we ended last night.
Did the Blue Jays kind of spit the bit offensively a little bit last night? A little overkill.
I think that happens so often. I think they finally got the bit. They finally got going with the bats.
Yeah, when that lineup gets going, they did that the entire Yankee series. They put 12 runs up on them every game.
And did 0 in those first 2 games at home. Nothing.
And usually they keep a guy on base, which is so frustrating to play him. When we were playing the Blue Jays this season, I was like, man, we can't get a clean inning no matter what we do. So the Blue Jays are good.
The Reds are done, unfortunately.
Dodgers went ahead.
Can you imagine the Reds trying to compete at any level with it? I mean, we saw them against the Dodgers. It literally looked like a junior high team against the varsity. It wasn't even close.
It was not. That's when I was out in Rancho. When we were playing the Dodgers. Like, you want to go to a game? And I was like, not really. Not really. Watching in the hotel.
Hey, we do have an ex-Red that's pitching tonight for Seattle, and Luis Castillo. So, that's something to root about. It's the ageless veteran.
Eugenio Suarez.
Suarez is out there as well. So, But otherwise.
Also a Tiger.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not so much. Hey, I was impressed with the Tigers. That 15-inning game last Friday night, did that tear your heart out, brother?
Yes. And we had an event on Saturday. My girlfriend with her veterinary clinic. And I was like, well, we got to go out and watch the game. She's like, you want to go out and watch the game? I was like, it's game 5. Like, we're obviously going out. I was like, don't worry. It won't take long. Sure enough, it's the 15-inning game.
1:30 in the morning.
7 hours later. Tell you, too much Elijah Craig that night.
Yeah. Hey, there's never enough Elijah Craig. I love that you're.
I don't think it was Elijah Craig as much as the Rumpelmans that really did us. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Elijah Craig good, Rumpelmans bad. That's a lesson we learned that night.
See, you're still learning though. That's good, right?
That's right.
It's
always,
ever
as long
given.
as you're always learning.
That's awesome.
You know, it's funny, but you and I have been together for such a long time. The moment I go to any bar, I look and see if they have your product.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Every single time. And I say, what are you guys doing if you don't?
That's right. Yeah.
Just jump on board.
Just turn around and walk
don't.
out. You know,
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
Especially this time of year, man.
That's right.
This time of year.
Especially during Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Week, which we're enjoying here today at Joe's Westfield. And, thank you guys for supporting that and all of the Joe's Grills. And like I said, we got over 250 accounts in Indiana doing it, and over 14,000 in the country participating in Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Week.
The Pastories are over there right now. Kevin, who just celebrated a birthday. Kevin, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
And Christy, who is a romance novelist.
Oh.
You know, once upon a time, she had a little something written about me.
Oh, I remember that. We got a book here last year when we were here or something,
romance
right?
novelist.
Yeah,
You got anything else
that's
on
right.
tap over there for me? Yeah.
Anything else in the works right now? Yeah.
No, yeah. There's
Always in the works.
Always something working.
She's
right
talking
there.
to the Bison J-Law over there right now, getting some inside information for some
J-Law's
future
been losing a lot of weight, by the way, too.
Yeah, he's looking good.
That as well. We got Billy and Paul here, too, and it's just been a great time. I saw the lovely Lisa. Hey, let's give a shout-out, too, because we got somebody on my text line at 317-239-1070 that shouted out Yorktown. We can't have that.
Ooh, come
Can't
on,
have
man.
that.
Let's get our Mount Vernon girls
Coming
a big
up on
W.
Saturday, right on?
You know, here's the thing. So it's in Yorktown, too, right? So you're going into the home confines.
The Hornet's Nest.
The Yorktown. Oh, man, it's going to be tough. But, hey, they got a great program. They always have. I don't believe Mount Vernon has won since 2006. Looking to change that. So hopefully got a good little game. You know, our girls played on Tuesday and beat Pendleton in 3 straight sets and came out just firing, looking good. So hopefully that carries over, and it'll be a good classic Yorktown matchup come Saturday morning at 10.
And next week for us, we're going to be?
We will be at it's a Joe's Sandwich. We'll be at Joe's Fishers next Thursday. So Joe's Fishers next Thursday, and we'll have the great Mr. Ryan Miller back. And again, hopefully Nally's coming down from the top of a mountain.
See what's going on.
It's a block from his house.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, this is going to be the greatest Win Schuler's read of all time. You guys ready?
Hey, spreadability, baby.
When Nick Hall passes out on your couch while smoking cigarettes, know that he wants to go with the spreadability of Win Schuler's for snacking, whether it's crackers, chips, vegetables. Oh, wait a minute, scratch vegetables. He's not eating those. Or wings. Nick Hall and the spreadability of Win Schuler's. Original sharp cheddar bacon and cheddar and jalapeno pepper. When Nick Hall is sleeping on your couch, the spreadability of Win Schuler's. That's snack rated 10 with Nick Hall.
Hey, never bunt. Always use the spreadability.
Right.
Always the spreadability.
And definitely get the couches ready. It's never more than 6 months away from when I might be on it.
These are rejuvenated, man. It's almost like, can you tell I'm 55 years old when I do shows with you guys? It's like I'm 12.
It is. It is. You're an awesome 12-year-old.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Can't wait until next week, guys. Thanks for
absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And this weekend's going to be a big one here in Westfield.
Yep. We're excited. Bishops, we got 90 proof. We got all the big games on the new big screen. We're ready to rock, man.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Shout out to Jen, by the way, too, has been just working so hard for us.
She's awesome. Big shout out for Jen. Thank you, Jen, for everything.
Well done, Jen.
And John and everybody here at Westfield.
That song Tootsie Roll pops in my mind every time I see Jen walk up here. Tootsie Roll.
Oh, look, they got a dance, too. That's awesome. Yeah.
She's on a record right now. That's 54 days in a row without breaking a bone.
Well, that's
54.
That's why it's nerve-wracking her serving on the stage. That step makes me nervous.
Almost 2 whole months.
That makes me nervous with her.
Kurt Signetti, the new deal, 11.6 annually. So the Hoosier football coach is staying in Bloomington for the foreseeable future right there. So
Love that.
Just say no to Penn State. I mentioned the 2 baseball games, NLCS, ALCS, later on tonight. You've got the Steelers and the Bengals Thursday Night Football, and a great Week 7. Week 8, we celebrate at Joe's Grill and Fishers. That is coming up next week at our Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots. I do have Titans Colts tickets for you tomorrow. Bud Light Blue Friday finds us at the Ale Emporium in Castleton coming up tomorrow. The Ale Emporium in Castleton. And for those of you, I have in the works, you guys got me thinking about maybe doing the JMV takeover on Halloween night on Friday. That's a week from tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But I kind of put the wheels in motion and thought on that for those that want the Halloween JMV takeover on Halloween night. Cam, on-site engineer, well done, my brother. Appreciate that. Isabella and Ethan, always awesome. I love you guys in promotions. James, back to the studio. Thank you. Jeremiah Johnson, who's asked didn't show up today, evidently is going to show up tomorrow. So
look at that. He's coming back around. JJ's a great guy.
Ale Emporium in Castleton, Bud Light Blue Friday. Chris Hagan, Joel A. Erickson, and so much more for you tomorrow. Voice of the Hoosiers, Don Fisher on Kurt Sidnetti's New Deal. And IU this weekend against Michigan State as well. And Pacers' final preseason game tomorrow night in San Antonio. All that and more, the discussion. We go tomorrow with 3. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. You guys have a great night. Enjoy it.
Yep.